KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
It is a great day to be alive on this Monday. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. My name is Ben Brust. Alongside Kyle Wallace, I'll get to you in a second. Longtime NFL punter Brad Nortman, Super Bowl 50 runner-up. What's going on, Brad?
You know, I did a spin this morning on Peloton. Cool. It was a 90s spin, and this song came on. I was going to text you.
And how fast did you go when it came?
My pedals were rolling because my heart was beating.
You have a Peloton, huh?
Of course he does.
Brought it to the fad.
Fad?
After stock. It was a fad. It went shoot.
Well, I've maintained committed to the Peloton family.
We're not here to talk about the stock market that has been absolutely bonkers today.
No, it dropped before the stock market dropped years ago.
No, I know. I was just funny day to mention stock market after it was down, then it was up, and then it was back down. Not small drops, huge drops.
Big
Chaos
drops.
Today. Alex Strofe running the show. Oh, I'm not worried. Good time to buy
some of the
drops.
biggest drops in stock market history. Last couple of days. How about that?
Finance Brad. Alex Strofe running the show.
We live through history, boys.
UKB.
Like 1920s again.
Alex Strofe running the show. UKBN Nation at 800-990-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and Text line. List is more. And as always, you can see us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. You know, it's funny. I was out on Thursday and Friday, and I was talking to Alex Strofe casually, just like, yeah. And Strofe was like, just take your 2 days and, get away and, recharge the batteries. And I was like, first off, that's not how it works. Traveling for a wedding with a young child, zero recharging, worst possible scenario ever. I'm not here to talk about
Did you cry in her face?
No, I did not wah at my baby when she was crying. I thought about it.
See,
Kyle gave me the advice of when my daughter in the car on the way to St. Louis was crying, just start wah right at her. I did not do that.
What's going on?
Did any of the parenting handbooks that you went over, Ben, say that you should wah back at your kid?
None of them. None of the things we paid for to do sleep training had anything to do with whang at their face.
None of them things you paid for worked this weekend, so.
Too soon.
Way too soon, Kyle. Sleep deprived, but full of energy right now. I was thinking, he's like, take a step back. And I was like, I will. I'll think about some things. I listened to you guys on Thursday. Didn't catch you guys on Friday. And you know what I realized?
What has that been?
Kyle Wallace, I said I'll get back to you in a second? You're a fraud Packer backer. Now, hear me out. All last week.
Wait a minute.
Wilde and Tausch, Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, they're a bunch of groupthink, blah, blah, blah. And the way that this show has been going for a year and a half was Kyle was always the optimistic Packer fan. And Brad and I a little bit more critical, but I think Wilde and Tausch might have been right. Kyle is the problem. He became the groupthink of what Ben and Brad were saying, and he was not able to get past the fact that Goody didn't do this, that, and he's just been pointing fingers, being a baby, not supporting the green and gold, not acting like an owner of the Green Bay Packers, and quite frankly, I'm kind of sick of the negativity from Kyle because you're the person who is the Packer backer, Packer owner that has not acted like one over the last 2 weeks. You are groupthink. You just started believing everything Brad and I were preaching. Alex Strofe, at least, is critical of the team at times, but still believes in the vision that Goody has set out in front of the Green Bay Packers. And so I have clarity. You're the problem.
Yes.
Kyle Wallace is the problem.
Maybe
I'm the problem.
You mean to tell me you took time on your wonderful wedding vacation to think about me, and then within the first 4 minutes of being back on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, this is what you come back with? This is the energy that you come back with, trying to point the finger at me for saying that I am a fraud? For
calling a spade a spade. It's what I've always done. When you're a fraud, I call you a fraud.
So I'm a fraud simply for having a high standard?
You're
for being disappointed?
You weren't ever thinking like that until Brad and I started poking the holes of the Green Bay Packers, and Kyle was like, you know what? Brad and Ben are right. And then you became one of us.
See,
you forgot your heart, and you forgot your fandom inside you, and that's what I'm most disappointed in. And I know KBN Nation feels the same at 800-990-3776.
See, this is why I know you never got tough love growing up. You never knew what that belt sound was when your daddy ever did the smack with the belt. You don't know what that is. You don't know what the fear of somebody said, all right, keep playing now, and that belt shaking the hand. Because, see, that is somebody that understands that tough love ain't a hard thing. See, I'm a tough love Packers fan. I love my Packers. Packers, absolutely. But what I can do is I can criticize my Green Bay Packers. Yeah. See, that's how I know you ain't never got.
Yeah, I knew he hasn't either, based off him not knowing how to make the sound.
Look at that's it.
You didn't even put yourself on camera. I come back and Strofe still doesn't even know how to produce the show.
Yeah, Kyle, you didn't have to do all that. Ben and Brad had to deal with all that. And so my whole point is this: I gave my Packers a little bit of belt to behind, a little bit of, tough love last week. And that doesn't mean I have groupthink. That just means I observed the team and I observed the offseason and I look at where the Green Bay Packers need to get better. And I'm slightly disappointed in the fact that the Green Bay Packers did not add the places that I wanted them to add. We look at the wide receiver room. We lost Christian Watson. So this wide receiver room, as of now,
I've heard you all last week complain.
But it's pointing out the fact that this team so far is not giving us a lot of hope for next year. When I say hope, I'm talking about championship hope. Going into 2024, we thought this team that was just a drive away from going to the NFC Championship, they took a step backwards, right? But we were optimistic going into last season. Now going to 2025, we have a little less optimism going into 2025 season simply because we don't feel like this team made the big splash like they did with Xavier McKinney.
See, you keep saying we. Why don't you say you?
Because it's we.
Because it's groupthink from Kyle.
This is how Packers fans think. No, don't think for a second.
Now you're generalizing all Packer fans, and that's not what I'm seeing on the Talking Text line.
Don't think for a second I don't trust and believe that this Packer team can be great next season. I'm just saying I'd like to have a sure thing. I'm a fan of trying to get as close to 100% level of confidence as possible. The Packers have given us a little bit of reason not to be confident because, again, we saw what this D-line did last year. Not that much consistently. We saw what this receiving crew did last year. A lot of drop passes. And now you're taking away Christian Watson, which is going to hurt us. And now you know that Jair Alexander's not going to get you 10 games because he's probably not going to be on your roster. So, yeah, color me a little bit sad and upset that this team didn't add bigger pieces to help this team get a little bit closer to a championship.
800-990-3776, the Carveless Talking Text line. Tim chimes in. How can he be a true Packer backer when he wouldn't fully submerge into Lake Michigan when the Packers made the playoffs? Oh, wow. Chef Ed, Ben, are you surprised a leopard cannot change its spots? Again, I'm just reading what the fans are saying.
Kyle, as a fan, if there's that gap between what you want them to do and what they didn't do, which obviously occurred with Goody, maybe a fan like Strofe that would fill that gap with trust. Like, you know what? I trust the players are going to take the step forward. I trust Goody in his decision making. Have you lost
He
trust?
Just gave you a bad stare.
Have you lost trust in the Packer organization?
Alex Strofe, I'm going to ask you to turn your mic on for me real quick. Don't get too excited now. But have you lost any trust in this Green Bay Packer organization based off what they did last year, based off performance and some of the young guys?
Have I lost trust going forward, or did I lose trust last year?
After last season, have you lost any trust going forward or lost faith in the fact that a guy like, I don't know, Rashawn Gary will finally be the guy that lives up to how he got paid? Or a guy like Lucas Van Ness is finally going to take the next step? Or the fact that you have receivers like Tay Wicks that we have expectations for, but last year had a lot of drops. Did you lose any trust or faith in the fact that these guys can take the next step?
Let me ask you a question in turn to you asking me a question.
Would that be
that's
okay?
Deep. That's
yeah,
powerful.
He's trying to turn it on you, Strofe, and really he's the one with the issue.
Now we got to turn around question.
Would that be okay if I asked you a question?
Sure, Alex Strofe. You can do whatever you want.
Have you ever heard the saying, Kyle Wallace, Rome wasn't built in a day?
I have.
Because that is a factual statement. Rome, indeed, was not built in a day. And neither will a Super Bowl. Super Bowls are hard to win. I'm not giving up on Rashawn Gary because people a lot smarter than you and I are not giving up on Rashawn Gary. I'm not giving up on Lucas Van Ness because people a lot smarter than you and I are not giving up on Lucas Van Ness. So
you sound like a Packer backer.
So have I lost faith? No. A couple of jumps, a couple of guys emerge. You're right back in Super Bowl contention.
Especially after winning 11 games.
It's okay.
It's not like this is a team that won 6 games last year.
How did Eric Stokes work out for us?
Eric Stokes isn't on the roster for a reason, Kyle.
Okay.
Because smarter minds prevailed.
No, smarter minds prevailed my behind. He was on the team for 4 years. What are we talking about?
But he wasn't on the field in big spots because he wasn't good.
He wasn't good enough, and he was a first-round pick. But that was a guy that we said, oh, wait till he gets healthy. Oh, wait till he gets healthy. And then on top of that, how about, we talk about Rashawn Gary. Rashawn Gary, he wasn't the only first-round pick in that draft, was he, Strofe?
No, he was not.
Okay, where's that other guy? Darnell Savage. Where is he at?
didn't keep him for a reason.
Oh, that's my whole point. And so
Although I would argue they made a mistake signing his fifth-year option.
In the decision-making of the Green Bay Packers.
What I'm saying is that we're talking about first-round picks that the Green Bay Packers have moved on for. We're talking about Rashawn Gary, who Rashawn Gary is a good football player, but we all know he is not living up to the deal that he signed. He's not living up to expectations. So how are y'all going to sit here and tell me, a true Packer backer and myself, Kyle Wallace, when I look at Lucas Van Ness, what should make me think that in year 3, Lucas Van Ness is going to take the step that we never saw Eric Stokes take, that we never saw Darnell Savage take, that we're still waiting to see Devontae
The same
Wyatt
reason why you believe that Edgerrin Cooper can make a step.
Edgerrin Cooper showed me he had talent. What you mean?
Rashawn Gary has shown that he has talent.
he
He just hasn't.
Flashes. Edgerrin Cooper showed. Listen,
And Edgerrin Cooper has shown flashes.
no, you don't get named the defensive player of the week in the NFL without being a dude. He's a guy. He is a guy.
Coming in hot on the Carbless Talking text line, Nick chimes in. I love Kyle, but
Love you too, Nick.
his Packer backer status needs to be suspended. Jamie in Orlando chimes in. Flip-flop Kyle can always be swayed. Again, this is what the people are saying. You have put out the negativity. Strofe is sounding
Send
like a
him
real
back to
Packer
St.
backer.
Louis.
No, I'm just
Send
like,
him back
again,
with Nelly.
I have
I want you here.
I have clarity stepping away from the show, taking all the information in. Strofe, would it be fair to say that maybe Brad and I have influenced Kyle into a little groupthink?
I think it would be more than fair to say. And by the way, I'm just hoping it doesn't take as long to build the Super Bowl champion as it did to build Rome. It was 1,229 years. I'm not going to be alive that long.
You won't be. Bad example. Let's say instead of it took a while to build Rome, let's talk about the Green Bay Packers Super Bowl team in 96-97. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about building that. Or the Green Bay Packers Super Bowl team that we saw 2010-2011. So bumps Rome, I'm going based off of history. History of my great Green Bay Packers organization that myself and all the KBN Nation truly love. So don't sit here and challenge my love for the Green Bay Packers. When it comes to groupthink, yeah, we all thought the same last week. But the only difference is my passion for the Packers comes from the heart and love of this team wanting to get better. Y'all just come
Shots fired again on the Carbless Talking text line. Kyle can't talk for the Packers at all. He doesn't back it up. I'm with Strophy. Kyle's baby girl is more of a Packer backer than him.
Who the hell is this?
Wow.
Don't worry about it.
Who is it? Oh, okay. It must be somebody fake you and made up.
No, Strofe, it's a real person. Again, these are the fans. These are the fans. Baby girl's a bigger Packer fan than you.
These are some of the fans.
But this is what people are hearing from you and texting.
This is false. It's false. It's all false. And matter of fact, after last week, I will say I felt bad. I felt bad because I felt like I was being hard on. You guys.
I thought you just said you were okay giving tough love.
The belt, Kyle,
wait
the
a
belt.
minute.
What happened to the belt? Now you're going right for the belt?
This is
flip-flop Kyle.
This is how I know
This
y'all
is
never got
flip-flop
belt to
Kyle.
ass
He's
as
here.
kids. No, this is how I know y'all
It's
never
been
got the
13
belt.
minutes.
Now, after I used to get a whooping sometimes, my dad used to feel bad now. He said, Kyle, it'll be okay. Listen. Understand you can't go and do those things, but you got to learn from this lesson. So come on, let's go get something to eat. So you can give tough love and feel bad. And
So now you want to get a meal with the Green Bay Packers this week.
I want to get a meal with
Big Mac.
I want to get a meal with the Green Bay Packers to let the Packers know I gave you tough love last week, but your thing is I gave you love last week, and I want to give you some more love and some bright sides this week.
All right, optimistic Kyle Wallace is going to prove if he's a Packer backer or not this week.
I'll never get whooped.
You are
I
on
don't wanna get
trial.
whooped.
You are on trial. Stevie chimes in. Kyle folds easier than a house of cards.
Oh, wow. Man, I remember making those when I was a kid. Those poop, fall just like that.
Something big going on as we are going to figure out this week if Kyle is real or fraud. I'm leaning towards he's likely going to stay a fraud, but is he a real Packer backer? That's for you to decide. 800-990-3776. Football fans, Verizon is giving you a chance to win the ultimate draft experience with the Road to the Draft sweepstakes. 10 lucky winners will win tickets to the first day of the 2025 NFL Draft in Green Bay, including round-trip car service from Milwaukee, hotel accommodations, plus access to the Verizon Lounge, where you're going to be taken care of like a first-round pick. Don't miss your chance to win the ultimate draft experience powered by Verizon. Hurry to select Verizon locations to enter by April 13th. We'll be live at Verizon in Oak Creek to continue to let you know how you can win this wonderful, wonderful contest. No purchase necessary to enter. Must be legal U.S. resident of Wisconsin or Illinois, age 21 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and details, ESPNWisconsinContest.com. All right. Kyle's going to be optimistic. Let's see how optimistic he is. Kyle Wallace, optimistic about the 2025 Green Bay Packers. Next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I feel like KBN Nation would agree, Kyle, that Ben has most of the issues on
I
this
think
panel.
I would agree that I have the most flaws on this show as well. Brad's freaking perfect.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. You remember the moments from that magical March.
Side Decker. It's a three. Got it!
On June 26th, celebrate the squad with Made 'em Believe, a special night with Bo Ryan, Frank Kaminsky, and Sam Decker.
Here's Kaminsky, the drop stab, that's his favorite. And the two.
Presented by Bud Light, Michelob Ultra, Potosi Varsity Ale, and Potosi Hard Seltzer. Tickets are on sale now at UWHoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
No shortcuts, no compromises, just the job done right. At Exterior Pros, we don't just meet expectations, we crush them. Every nail, every window, every shingle is a step toward your home's next chapter. From the moment we start until that final reveal, we're committed to making your home better than ever. Quality products and craftsmanship you can count on. Go to the pros for your next project. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274.
April Brewers action rounds out with the matchup against the Tigers and Athletics. Catch the series opener April 14th as the first 10,000 fans get a Brewers t-shirt designed by Unfinished Legacy. Then get Brewers collectibles at back-to-back games against the Athletics. First up, Peanuts Night on April 18th, featuring a Franklin Bobble with special tickets. And don't miss a Brewers football jersey for the first 25,000 fans April 19th. Get set for an action-packed April at Brewers.com.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality. Life's a relentless competition, and you might be losing without even knowing it. With testosterone levels plummeting 25% in just 2 decades, you're likely operating at a fraction of your potential. Your kids sense it when you're too exhausted for playtime. Your wife notices when that spark fades. Here's the harsh truth. Without addressing low T, nothing works. Diets fail, workouts fall flat, but there's hope. Mentality's FDA-approved treatment restores testosterone by an average of 30%. Don't let low T rob you of life's precious moments. Start at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Nestled along the shores of Lake Michigan, the Knickerbocker Hotel offers a timeless escape in the heart of Milwaukee. Immerse yourself in the rich history of this iconic landmark where charm meets modern luxury. Picture yourself enjoying breathtaking lake views, luxurious rooms, and dining at one of the finest restaurants in the city. Whether you're visiting for a weekend getaway or a special occasion, the Knickerbocker promises an unforgettable experience. Your perfect stay awaits at the Knickerbocker Hotel. For more information and to book your next stay, visit knickerbockerontheLake.com.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here with some great news from my friends at Bank 59. For a limited time, you can earn as much as 4.8% on one of their CD specials. With 9, 17, and 25-month options, you're sure to find a CD that fits your needs while you earn a great return. It's simply another way Bank 59 is making lives better in our communities. Hurry, these high rates won't last long. Check out bank59.com/CD for more details. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Leanne Womack. I fell in love with country music as a child listening to my dad spin records at a radio station. I always dreamed of hearing my own songs on the radio. I set a goal and achieved it. You can do anything if you set your mind to it. Never let anyone tell you it's impossible. So if you have the chance to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance.
This message brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
Jamie chimes back in on the Carbless Talking text line 800-990-3776. Lists is more. As I called Kyle a fake Packer backer, he says he feels bad about last week, about all the negativity. He says he gave the Packers a little belt to booty. And now he wants to go out with the Packers for a meal like his dad would after he felt bad after a little discipline. Jamie says,
are you scared of a belt?
Now that he wants to be optimistic, all that means is he's going to be flip-flopping from last week. At least he's consistent. So, Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, Brad Nortman here, Alex Strofer on the show, KBN Nation 800-990-3776, and on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Kyle, it's your time, man. Are you going to be optimistic? What are you optimistic about?
Listen, I told you I understand, like, when I look at this Green Bay Packers organization, I think about them, I hold them to a high standard, right? I hold them to high expectations. That is not anything that is my fault. It is the fault of the Green Bay Packers, and I love the fact that it's the fault of the Green Bay Packers.
Nothing's your fault. It's all the Packers' fault.
No, it is. The Packers won. We aren't the Cleveland Browns. We aren't the Chicago Bears. We aren't the Cincinnati Bengals.
Is that a pancake in the back? Flapjack?
I don't know.
You flipping an egg right now?
No, those are flip-flops.
Walking with flip-flops.
Ain't nothing about me flapjack, just so you know, Ben. But when I think about, when I think about this Green Bay Packers organization, we have higher standards every single year, right? Every year. Ben, you've been doing radio here for now 7-8 years?
Yeah.
How many of those years did you think the Packers actually didn't have a chance to go to the Super Bowl?
2019, even though
at some point
it's
during
a different question.
Yeah, that is so different.
If we're looking different built team, a Super Bowl winning GM,
y'all got to hear me out.
Hear
me out. At some point in every single one of those seasons, whether it was at the start of the season or whether it was during the season, you felt the Green Bay Packers might have had a chance. Even in the year that we had a transition from Aaron Rodgers to Jordan
do
Love,
what? To win a Super Bowl?
You thought the Green Bay Packers, if they can upset the 49ers, you said it right here on this show, that was the NFC Championship game. If the Packers upset the 49ers in the 2023-2024 season, the Packers could have gone to the Super Bowl. That's what you were saying right here on this show.
Mark Tauscher called that a de facto NFC Championship game.
And you agreed.
I was very bullish on the team.
And that's my whole point. So when I talk about expectations, the expectations are there. This Packer team,
you're cherry picking that one year.
I'm not cherry picking that 1 year. What I'm saying is that most of the time that we have seen in the last decade, we go either going into the season or during the season thought that this team could be a Super Bowl team. Even if they disappointed, which they have every single year because they have not been to a Super Bowl, we thought they could have gone to the Super Bowl. So that's why I have such high expectations about my Green Bay Packers. Now tell me this. Well, I'll tell you this.
What's been optimistic about this, by the way?
Let me finish.
I'm still waiting for that optimism part from Kyle.
Let me finish. I understand I gave you all doubt last week, but there is reason to be optimistic for this Green Bay Packers team. Because when we look at last season, at the end of the day, my Packers were 11-6. At the end of the day, my Green Bay Packers, they were able to be good teams. They could not be great teams, but they competed with those great teams. And then you look at the quarterback position and Jordan Love. Guess what? Jordan Love was not healthy at all season long. Your quarterback that you paid all that money to, who you expected to lead this football team, he was injured from the first week going all through the rest of the season, including the playoffs. Jordan Love never was able to trot out there being healthy and truly being himself, and this team still found a way to win without him, and then they found a way to compete with Jordan Love being hampered and injured. And you look at the defense the Green Bay Packers have, that defense made a huge leap this year. Now, again, they got sacks in bunches, but overall, when you look at the rush defense, that was overall better. When you look at the turnover difference, right? The Green Bay Packers last year, correct me if I'm wrong, they had less than 10 turnovers last year, or interceptions, less than 7 interceptions last year.
7 interceptions, very good.
We had Xavier McKinney who got that ball by himself, and so all I'm saying is, yes, the Packers needed to do more in the offseason, but KBN Nation, the Green Bay Packers are still a hell of a football team. The quarterback is going to get better. If they clean some things up.
I hear you, but why should people believe you after you torched them last week?
I think people should believe me because you have an emerging defense. You have players like a Edrin Cooper that you talked about and an Evan Williams, who
I'm not asking why they should believe in the Packers. I'm asking why they should believe you after you just pooped on them all last week.
I pooped on Goody last week. I pooped on the fact that Goody didn't do enough last week. I didn't say this team sucked. That never came out my mouth. All I'm saying is this team can get some momentum. All the what ifs, if the what ifs come true, then damn it, you're right. This Packers team can make it to the Super Bowl. If Jaden Reed all of a sudden becomes a 1,000-yard receiver, if Tay Wicks all of a sudden becomes a guy that's a budding star, if Tucker Kraft takes the next step in the third year, which we all believe will happen, if this offensive line can stay healthy and protect our quarterback and open up
a lot of ifs, Kyle.
But that's what
a lot of ifs.
But that's what I'm saying. But all these ifs, the great thing about being a Packers fan, the great thing about this team, KBN Nation, is I said a lot of ifs, but it's all possible. It all could potentially happen. And that should give you some type of excitement for the football season and optimism that if your quarterback can stay healthy, you have that much better of a chance. If Jaden Reed can all of a sudden learn to catch the ball and be more consistent, then, you should have some optimism. If all of a sudden Lucas Van Ness does take the next step, which I don't think he will, this defense can be better. But I believe that this Green Bay Packer football team, though they are not a Super Bowl frontrunner at this point, if they can develop, which we've seen how good they can be in their first year with Jordan Love as a starting quarterback, this team can be something special. But we still got to wait and see.
Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, Brad Nortman. I'm feeling fraudulent energy out of Kyle Wallace. What are you feeling? It's not about just me. It's about what everyone else thinks. 800-990-3776. Is he a true Packer backer? After he got at Goody a whole lot last week, he's now trying to flip his script and have a positive outlook and optimistic outlook with the Green Bay Packers.
I'm still on Goody behind now. It's still belt to behind on Goody.
Yeah, and the if game plan just isn't something that I can get behind. I mean, if it's something that you are optimistic in or trustworthy in.
That's what it was lacking.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to put a little bit of that hard-earned scratch on the Packers to win the Super Bowl? Are you
going to say you believe that Jaden Reed will be a 1,000-yard receiver, or
is this just trying to maybe let's
this sounds like you're convincing yourself right now, which is why I don't believe that you're fully believing in this team.
What I'm saying is the reason for the Packers to be optimistic. If it's on anything, the optimism is going to be on the fact that Jordan Love can stay healthy and they can take the next step. The optimism is going to be on Quay Walker. I feel like was starting to turn the corner, but then he got hurt. But now you add an Edrin Cooper with a Quay Walker. Now I'm feeling very optimistic. A Devontae Wyatt, when he was healthy, we all were like, okay, about dang time. That's happening. There's little ifs and little optimism for us to see, but we're depending on young guys, second-year guys and third-year guys to take the next step and grow up from being young kids in the NFL to being veterans in the NFL. If they can do that, this Packers team can take the next step.
Kyle didn't just call out Goody. He called out Mark Tauscher, said he was disappointed in him, thought he knew what a championship standard was. He called out Bill Johnson, and he grew up listening to on these airwaves.
Oh, good old Bill Johnson.
Said he was disappointed in Bill.
Yeah, Bill was lowering the standard.
Bill, welcome into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Great to have you.
Hey, Bill.
Oh, fellas, it's always a distinct pleasure to join you. And you know what? I got to step up, and I got to take up for Kyle. You were wondering whether or not he's a true Packer fan.
Come on.
Kyle is a true Packer fan. You know why? Because he's a whiner.
Ding, ding, ding.
Wow.
Come on, Bill Johnson.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something, Kyle. When the Rams drafted Cooper Kupp, did all of a sudden that all the Rams fans go, oh, my God, we got Cooper Kupp. We're going to win the championship. When they drafted Puka Nacua, did they all of a sudden, oh, my God, Puka Nacua's here. Nobody's ever heard of him, but we're going to be the champions. It sounds to me like if they would have gone out and pissed away as much money as they possibly could, that you'd be thrilled, that you'd be happy as a clam if they had done that. There's a reason why they don't spend money on receivers, because stupid teams spend money on receivers. Good teams go out and get guys that have some tread on the tires. Once they get up to 26 or 27, not only are they going to make $30 million a year, but their best years are behind them.
Oh,
so,
Bill.
you know,
You don't believe that wholeheartedly. 26, 27 in your prime. We were once 26, 27-year-olds in our prime.
Us versus NFL players is not apples to apples.
Come on now. Justin Jefferson's still in his prime. Jamar Chase still in his prime. T. Higgins still in his prime. Hell, Devontae Adams passed his prime, but it's good.
Bad signings. They're going to be a 500 team. That's fine. They've got T. Higgins. Joe Burrow's happy now. They let Joe Burrow be the general manager, like the Bucs yet let Giannis be the general manager. That's fine. You know what? They're not going to be able to stop anybody. They're going to win games 66-60, and they're going to lose games 66-60. And everybody with fantasy football teams is going to be thrilled, but everybody in Cincinnati isn't. My other example, and it's not just Packer fans that are whiners. It's everybody that are whiners, because up until the Super Bowl, I bet you, and you could listen on ESPN National, and you could probably listen in Philadelphia. Up until they kicked the living hell out of the world champions, the best team in the NFL in the Super Bowl, I bet you those people still wanted Nick Sirianni fired. And you listen now, and who gets credit? Howie Roseman gets credit. The team gets credit. Nobody's giving Sirianni any credit. It's because NFL fans by nature are whiners. If they would have lost the Super Bowl on a last-second field goal, they would have been, before the ball went through the uprights, they would have been marching up to Howie Roseman and saying, "You got to fire Nick Sirianni. He's no good. He's worthless." No. And another thing with that team is, how did they win? They signed Saquon Barkley to a bargain contract.
Uncle Bill Johnson, I'm just going to say this. You're off your rocker right now. That's crazy. You think they're going to fire Nick Sirianni and then all this? Listen, you came in, you supported me at first, but dang, Bill, you just really got to hurt me after that.
My name is Kyle Wallace, and I'm a whiner. I'd like for you to say that.
My name is Kyle Wallace, and I hold the Packers to high expectations. Don't call it whining. Don't call it whining. Thank you, Bill Johnson. I love Bill Johnson.
A lot of hot takes. I disagree.
I love Bill Johnson, but
Bill Johnson.
But he's off his rocker.
But he's off his rocker.
He is off. That's okay, Bill. Listen, when I met Bill Johnson back in the day when he had a show with Jason Wilde, Green and Gold Today, back in the day, he was a young man. Not so much anymore.
Oh, so now you're calling him an old.
Jeez.
An old, outdated? Man, you just can't find a win.
Me crazy. You're crazy.
You just can't find a win, man. Just can't find a dub. I don't think you helped your case for optimism this set. Let's take a vote without Kyle Strofe. Kyle said he's going to be optimistic about the Green Bay Packers.
Jordan Love, you should be optimistic.
I would say on the scale of 0 to Alex Strofe on optimism, he's at about a 3.5.
That's where I'm in like the 4 range right now.
I don't feel
he's
that
like, if this, not
joy.
I, Kyle Wallace, believe this. I, Kyle Wallace, believe that. I, Kyle Wallace, believe that Goody put together blank. It's just like, if it all works out, I'm a Packer.
Yeah, I mean, you have to lean. Your optimism has to lean on the quarterback.
I think
Kyle, you used to say things like, he will be in that Hall of Fame, right?
I still
very
believe
declarative
he'll be in that Hall of Fame. Just wait on it.
One more time, Strofe.
He will be in that Hall of Fame.
And now you're wishy-washy.
That's declarative.
I think
where are those statements?
Well, listen, I'm going to be honest with y'all. This past season hurt me a little bit, but I think this is that this team has a chance to be special. But when you think about teams that have a chance to be special, not a lot of teams have the opportunity to say, we can be special this year. The fact that we as Packers fans actually can have hope, right, that our team can prove people wrong, that means something. So that's why I'm optimistic and excited to see what this season holds and see what the draft brings. And you know what? I'm back on that choo-choo train.
Yeah, look at you.
I'll give it another 13 minutes.
Yeah. He'll take somebody else out next. Poor Bill Johnson. He was disappointed in him last week, and now he's calling him off as rocker and old. Just 1 week later.
Hey, he's
crazy how it works.
Seasoned.
That being said, I look forward to the next segment because it involves a real Packer backer with Alex Strofe becoming relevant. But before we get to that, got to tell you where you can further your health, your mind, your body, and the community at the Princeton Club. No matter how small your goal is or how big it is, all you have to do is get started at their wonderful locations. The 8 in Madison, 1 in New Berlin. It's a fantastic place for you to better your health. Free childcare with the membership. I can't enunciate that enough. Free childcare with the membership. Open 24/7. They have something for everyone. Whatever your passion is, they'll provide it. And when you get a tour, see how clean it is, you're going to join, become a member, and you'll have that club and that environment that keeps you coming for more. For your better tomorrow, join the Princeton Club. Becoming relevant with a real Packer fan. Alex Strofe next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Kyle, I love you.
Can't say the same.
That's fair.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Becoming a truck driver doesn't have to be complicated. At Schneider, we make it easy to get your commercial driver's license and start your new career. With our CDL apprenticeship training, you'll get paid to become a truck driver in just 5 to 6 weeks and have a Schneider driving job waiting for you when you've completed the program. Plus, during training, Schneider will provide transportation, lodging, and meals at no cost to you. Ready to get your career on the road? Learn more and apply today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
It's party time at Cousins Subs. For a limited time only, Cousins is bringing back their famous 2-foot party subs. Whether it's for a big game, family gathering, or work celebration, Cousins 2-foot party sub is sure to be a crowd pleaser. Choose from the club, ham and provolone, Italian special, or turkey. Each party sub is just $39.99, feeds 5 to 8 people, and requires 24-hour notice to order. Order today through April 27th in store, online, or on their app. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Bikers are often blamed for causing the accident because the insurance companies simply don't want to pay. At Gruber Law Offices, we've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Trust us to fight for what you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hey, golf enthusiasts! Discover a hidden lakeside course in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin at Majestic Oaks. Tee off on a course with over 2 miles of lakefront where wide fairways and challenging greens await. It's an 18-hole golfing experience like no other. Join them for the best family golf nights in the state where everyone can enjoy the game together. Golf, cart, drinks, and snacks for under $15 a person and several membership options for you to find the perfect fit for your lifestyle. Ready to play? Book your tee time today at lakelawnresort.com. Majestic Oaks Golf Course, where your best game awaits.
Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
It's time for you and that diamond to come alive again.
At the 4th annual Spring Ring Cleaning at Kessler's.
Even if you have a good ultrasonic jewelry cleaner, it can't match the pressurized steam cleaning we do at Kessler's.
Let us steam clean and polish your engagement ring.
For free.
I'm Joe Gerke, president of Kessler's, and we want to strip away all the soap scum that is making your diamond look dull.
For free. And while we're doing it, we'll inspect the prongs on your ring to make sure your diamond isn't about to fall out.
It's the 4th annual Spring Ring Cleaning at Kessler's.
Here's another idea. Bring us anything you own that needs to be repaired, and we'll give you a price to make it like new again.
And if you have some old jewelry you don't wear anymore,
we can make something unique and wonderful out of it.
Unique in all the world.
Welcome to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
True Chicago-style pizza is thin, crispy, and cut into squares. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy a true slice of the city. You'll enjoy it so much you won't even mind where it comes from. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are made from the same cornmeal crust Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. They're perfectly cheesy, perfectly saucy, and they're exactly what you crave. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born in Chicago, loved by cheeseheads. Available in a freezer aisle near you.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman hanging with you, KBN Nation, till 5 o'clock. Scheduled to appear at 3 o'clock is Ben Brust.
Cannot wait.
I'm going to be a guest of my own program.
If I could cancel it, I would, but.
Oh, wow.
I don't like
You're going to
canceling
treat a
people.
guest like that?
Yeah, a guest like that, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We respect our guests.
Some guests aren't worth our time, but Ben Brust, not worth our time. But you know what? Out of respect of the fact that you want to keep him on, I guess we'll have him at what
I
time?
would say it's out of the respects to the fans that get to hear about the thing that I'm coming on for.
Aye. It's all it's about.
It's about the fans.
Mm-hmm. I don't
Somebody's
think
salty.
The fans
Right?
are clamoring to.
Just because
you're salty, not
just
me.
because the talking text line and YouTube, Carba's talking text line, and all of us here have called you out for being
you just
too
came
negative.
back with a narrative.
See, it's not a narrative. I utilize data points.
I'd rather listen to Brad's terrible music for an hour than listen to you create these false narratives.
Wow,
Again,
that's saying something.
It is something here when I see the responses and there's evidence as to why you are not a Packer backer, and then we listen to you be optimistic for 15 seconds, and then we don't feel any optimism at all. 15 minutes, no optimism. Like you are what you say you are on the air. And that's a flip-flopper.
I am not a flip-flopper, and I am definitely optimistic for the Packers this year. I would have more optimism if they made some more moves, but I can't wait to the NFL draft, fellas. We'll be there.
I just feel an underlying tone, don't you, Brad?
I feel like you're trying to convince yourself.
Yeah.
I think you're trying to bring a ray of hope back to the Packers season.
And to his mind.
His off
I feel good.
Hasn't been very optimistic.
No, I feel good, but the only problem is, I'll be honest, is that there's not a Packer fan here that can tell you that they go into the season thinking, oh, yeah, this team is for real going to the Super Bowl. Last year, I felt like...
doesn't mean it can't turn out that way.
I didn't say that.
But that's what we're feeling.
There's levels to passion and levels to energy and levels of love. And when I think about this Green Bay Packers team, I'm optimistic. But, boy, first, there's some things that they can do potentially that can bring out a little bit more optimism from KBN Nation and Packer Nation.
Right away, Kyle, you are not helping your case, LOL. I'm just saying the more you talk, the more you're hurting your case as optimistic. Let's go to Beads in Milwaukee on the Carbless Talk and Text line 800-990-3776. Beads, you're up on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Welcome back, Ben. We missed you.
Thank you. It doesn't seem like Kyle did, but I can feel from the others.
Kyle. Accountability will be the theme here. I mean, I will side with giving some grace to Kyle. He does appear to be a flip-flopper at times, but I think it's just with his high standard of accountability. So I'm going to side with him on this one. Ben, I have a bone to pick with you for a second of just how did you put a time capsule in the ground you don't own a shovel, and is that ever going to come out of your ground?
Oh, wow.
Beads. You got to listen back on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee or at ESPN Madison. I used basically half of a snow shovel that's broken in my hands to dig up the wet ground. The Packers green and gold time capsule has been unleashed. And the main takeaway was that I predicted that Brad would be expecting, and he is.
Unbelievable.
Father Brad, future Father Brad Nortman.
I'm clapping for Brad, not for
Brad. Can we have a vote on if Brad's allowed to play music anymore or make suggestions on music?
Appreciate the call, Beads. Based off what I heard on Friday's 3 o'clock hour, Brad is banned from picking music.
We're coming, KBN Nation. Get another turn-up song coming here, Strofe.
Turn it up on a weekend.
I thought you chose the songs that were bad, so now you're putting it on Strofe to choose your bad music?
No, I'm gonna send him one song this show. Maybe, and you guys can tell if it's the one that I chose. How about that? Am I granted that?
Turn up on the weekend.
Come on. This is what we played on a Friday.
Yeah.
This is what he sent.
This song will grow on you.
Now, this is one of those things where I want to know from Brad if this is
this is actually something he listens to.
Or if he actually, on Friday, turns this on his drive back to Oconto,
backstory about this
Friday's
song.
going to be awesome.
Branchez and Big Wet right here. Branchez and Big Wet. Two icons in the...
I just fell asleep, and I thought we've had a lot of energy on Monday.
Is this a bit?
No, he had a whole backstory about how his trailer park friends listened to this.
Yeah. I know some real country dudes that when this song came out, they're like, this song
slaps,
bumping.
Turn it off.
It's good.
No,
literally all night, Friday night, the song was in my head. All night.
I'm actually happy that my daughter was not sleeping from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. because I had more enjoyment of her screaming and yelling at me than I did listening to that song for the 1 minute that it was just played on the airwaves.
It just killed all momentum.
No, that song will get into your ear canal and it'll just live there. I'm telling you. Little higher, Strophe.
Please don't. People are turning off. We're losing YouTube video watchers right now.
You're gonna find yourself singing it later.
Oh my gosh! It keeps going down.
Get it out of my life, please. This was for Friday when I was gone. God bless it. But you know, I actually feel bad for you, Kyle.
Big Wet.
I told them they absolutely killed my vibe.
It's a great music video too. It's a great music
You probably really
all
grumpy.
the vibes.
I know how to turn up, and they just brought it all the way down.
It was all ratchet, Ben. It was just all ratchet from Kyle.
Ratchet's kind of fun on a Friday.
And when you go to the club, you like ratchet, not turned up on the weekend.
But they're turning up. Literally, what we were trying to do, they're singing about it.
No, people are leaving, Brad.
They're going to go turn up.
You're gonna lose this battle, Brad. It's like a bad hear Brad out, where you think it's really cool to stand on your stance when it's just you might want to cut your losses and get out. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofer on the show. I'm gonna turn over to Kyle coming up next here because this is fascinating. I don't know if Strofe has seen this trend, but Kyle experienced a birthday party unlike any other birthday party I've ever heard of in my life. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Steph, your biggest strength in life that you bring to this world?
Probably my wife, because she keeps me calm. Even when I'm cursing at the TV during Packers games, I always know I can fall back on her.
That's sweet, man. Who knew KBN Nation with so many simps? Boy, I love this. I love this.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. You remember the moments from that magical March.
Side Decker. It's a three. Got it!
On June 26th, celebrate the squad with Made 'em Believe, a special night with Bo Ryan, Frank Kaminsky, and Sam Decker.
Here's Kaminsky. The drop stab. That's his favorite. And the two.
Presented by Bud Light, Michelob Ultra, Potosi Varsity Ale, and Potosi Hard Seltzer. Tickets are on sale now at UWHoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe. June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
Brewers baseball is here. Time to pick your Brewers games and get back to the ballpark for tailgate traditions and walk-off wins. Don't miss any of the big games or the superstars. And come back for the best giveaways. Where else would you want to be? Brewers tickets for the 2025 season are on sale now. That's every game all summer long. Get on board for the show today. Grab your seats at brewers.com/ticket finder.
What's up, guys? We're back this year with my annual Home Plate charity concert presented by American Family Insurance. We'll be at the Pabst Theater on April 17th with performances from the Goo Goo Dolls and the Nicotine Dolls. Proceeds will benefit Live Like Lou, Visit Milwaukee, and the Brewers Community Foundation. There are sponsorship opportunities and tickets on sale now, so click the link in my bio to check it out, and I'll see you there.
Christian Yelich's Home Plate charity concert, presented by American Family Insurance, April 17th at the Pabst Theater. Get your tickets now at visitmilwaukee.org/Yelich.
Hey, Gina, did you hear about the draft?
Wayne, there's no draft at Pella.
There's definitely a draft. Right, Wildy? Yeah, everybody's talking about it.
Pella windows are constructed of the highest quality. No drafts.
Yeah, sure. Okay. No drafts. Got it. There's more than one draft?
No, but Pella should be everyone's #1 pick because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get no interest financing options or free glass upgrades when you order by April 30th. Our talented designers and installers can match your unique home through dramatic sizes, custom colors, finishes, profiles, product types, and more, along with durable and distinguished details. All Pella products stand the test of time, which is why we confidently offer the best wood warranty in the industry.
So where is the draft?
Coon. Get no interest financing options or free glass upgrades at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 4/30/2025.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 48-ounce selected varieties Stone Ridge ice cream, 2 for $7. 18 to 24.6-ounce selected varieties Vandecamp's fish, $4.49. 4.5 to 5.3-ounce selected varieties Dan and Greek yogurt, 5 for $5. 9.5 to 10.75-ounce selected varieties Hostess mini donuts, 2 for $4.
Let's get some strawberries.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh. Pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Came back from a little weekend trip, and I looked at my yard, and I was like, oh, it was so nice that they planted the early seeds of the lawn. And that's with Weedman, because your home is a reflection of your pride and hard work, and especially that lawn. You want to have that green, weed-free yard that makes your neighbors stop and stare, and I know exactly how to help make that happen. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. It is kid and pet friendly, which is huge. 2 pets. Poof. Strofe. 2 pets, 1 kid right now. Got to make sure it's kid and pet friendly. Plus, they use that golf course quality fertilizer and effective weed control. So, get your free quote by going to weedman.com. Get 50% off your first treatment, half off at weedman.com. Weedman for the win. Every day that goes by, you start seeing different things on social media. You're like, how did we get here? This one will take the cake. We had a wonderful intern fill us in on a take the cake. Ooh. That's the first time I've ever used that.
I'm not using this sound.
Yeah, that's different.
I think you're talking about birthday parties.
Oh, got it. Now I'm really self-conscious about words that I use because I don't want to get the Ben uses his word too much sounder.
That was an accidental pun that I was giving you credit for that you didn't deserve credit for.
Nope, no credit indeed. Ben Brust, Kyle Walsh, Brad Nortman,
really
Alex Strofe, you, KB Nation, 800-990-3776 on the Carbless Talk and text line. Kyle, what the hell happened at this birthday party? Because I feel like you were in just as much shock as the kids.
Yeah, so, I went to a child's birthday party. Shout out to all the little 5-year-olds out there who had a birthday over the weekend. And so I'm going to this birthday party. And
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And I don't have kids. I don't know if you guys know this. I don't have kids.
We know based off your advice last week.
My advice would have worked for me. A little bit of wham to the baby and a little bit of gulp, gulp, gulp would have put it right out. But when I went to this birthday party, it was my first childhood birthday party in a very long time. And so I go to this birthday party. There's kids screaming, running around, girls just making all this noise. And then it came time for birthday cake time, right? So everybody, you get a slice of the birthday cake. But typically, what do you do to the birthday girl?
You sing happy birthday.
You sing happy birthday. Now, might I add you, I don't go to birthday parties for kids like that, right? And so every little kid got a slice of cake.
That's probably a good thing. You're just not a habitual kid's birthday party goer.
I'll be a creeper. I'll be on a list.
Clown.
And so basically, they give the birthday cake to this girl, that girl, that girl, that girl. Everybody gets a slice of cake, and then the birthday girl. They put the candle in the birthday girl, and what do? And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Yay! Blow it out. Blows it out.
Everyone eats the cake.
Yep.
Time to eat the cake. And then all of a sudden, I said, okay, on to the next one. I said, next one. And then they said, and a 1, and a 2. To the next little girl. I said, oh, wow. It's her birthday, too. That's crazy. And then they go to the next little girl. And they start singing happy birthday. And then I look over at baby girl and I said, what in the heck is going on? And I said, why are they singing happy birthday to all these kids? And this is what they do now. I said, this will never happen in my household. And it got so bad that there was a 2-year-old who was there. He didn't know what was going on. He just having a good time. You ready?
For the 2-year-old?
For the 2-year-old.
No.
So how many people did they sing happy birthday to?
They said happy birthday 5 dang times, and they did it in German. And on top of that,
why did they do it in German?
And on top of that, one of the little girls, because she's insane, not saying them kids is insane, not saying the parents is crazy, but I'm saying she's a normal person, right? You sing happy birthday, you eat your cupcake. Well, the girl,
whose actual birthday it was?
No, she was fine. But there was a girl who was like, hey, I'm at this party, we sang happy birthday. She started eating her little cake. And all of a sudden they sang happy birthday. She started crying. They're like, what's wrong? What's wrong? I already ate my cupcake. I want my birthday. So they had to give her a new piece of cake.
Oh,
and then they put it in there. And they sang happy birthday to her. I said, this is nonsense. And so I texted her. I said, is this the new normal?
Wait, hold on.
Is America becoming soft where everybody at a birthday party gets happy birthday?
So all of these parents had kids at the same time. This was a multi-person birthday party.
Strofe, no. There was only one person's
There was only one birthday.
But because this America society we live in,
participation birthdays.
Everybody had, because you don't want to leave anybody out.
Did they sing happy birthday to you?
No, they only did.
He didn't throw a fit. Otherwise, if he would have been crying, they would have.
Actually, the upset of the century is Kyle didn't throw a fit.
No.
He was in shock. I would have been in shock.
I wanted my cake. They were holding up my cake. I just wanted my slice.
I am really
confused.
I am floored at this.
Yes, birthday parties where not only do the birthday child get a happy birthday, but the guests get it too. The friends is crazy.
Are you positive these kids didn't recently or are about to celebrate a birthday?
Strofe, I don't think you understand. Y'all know my personality. I make slick comments.
And he can't stop himself.
I literally said, "Oh, happy birthday to everybody. It's everybody's birthday." And everybody, on to the next one. I said, what is this? No, none of these kids' birthdays except for the one.
And if you're celebrating multiple birthdays, usually you do like the happy birthday to, and then you fill in multiple names. Happy birthday
That's
to
true.
you. You sing it over and over and over, even if there's like 3 people's birthdays.
Wait, so did they all get gifts?
Well, here, I get
whose names are on the balloons?
So the girl's birthday, the one, and this is something that I've seen before. All the kids got goodie bags on the way out. They got
that's common. That's not abnormal.
But no, they got their. Only one girl got her gift because it was her birthday. And then I was told by somebody here is that the intern said this is normal now. This is what they do. It's trending on the tickety.
Yeah, we watched a video that had 4.4 million likes and 33,000 comments about a birthday party, which this went viral because they sang to everybody in the room, and the original birthday person whose actually birthday it was started to get upset because it wasn't about the birthday girl.
As they should get upset. I would be upset. I'm a 30-some-year-old man. I'd be mad if I'm singing happy birthday to everybody else. Is this normal? That's what I want to know. For those who have children.
You only get one birthday a year. You shouldn't have to share with everybody else. It makes no sense.
I'm mad that I went to school with somebody that had a kid. They had kids in college. That dang girl was born on my birthday. I said, now every year on Facebook, I'm going to have to see them saying happy birthday to their child. Stealing my thunder.
Did you
wait, hang on. Before I want to get to you.
I have beef with a 10-year-old or not.
But you thought you were the only person in this world born on that day.
I knew I wasn't, but you don't want other people born on that day. So now I'm telling y'all, every single year, they had the girl's birthday every year.
I thought
more people wrote on her wall than me.
I thought Kyle loved the kids, though.
I love the kids who don't interrupt my day. I only get one day.
You're 6 years away from your next birthday that actually matters.
No, 35 is a big one. I could run for president.
No, it's not.
Joey does it the right way. Him and his dad share a birthday. We have never sang happy birthday more than once. And when there's I have 10 to 12 October birthdays amongst nieces, nephews, brother-in-laws, sister-in-laws, myself. We do one song for 10 people.
So that's what they were doing this weekend.
No.
We sang happy birthday.
It was one person's birthday. The other 4 could have had July, December, November, and they literally took turns to sing happy birthday to the kids whose birthday might not have been in the same month.
So, Kyle, you only knew the one kid, right? The kid that was actually celebrating the birthday?
Yeah, and her little brother. And her little brother's birthday is months from now.
Okay, so did you know the other people's names that you were singing to, or were you just kind of humming along at them?
It got to a point because these kids, they're young, and the parents don't really know. You say, I want to invite these kids, you invite the kids. You don't know everybody's names. So they said, Mariah. That's her. That's her.
But is this the parents doing? How did this become a thing? Are the parents saying, all right.
You soft parents. That's what it is.
Why are you pointing at us? There ain't no way we're doing this.
We're not having birthday parties where there's
How am I soft?
songs.
You guys got at me for doing the first birthday party for my daughter at a brewery.
Wait a minute. Kyle, this was the birthday party you were invited to, correct?
Yes.
So you are friends with the people that made this happen.
You're part of the problem.
I am not part of the problem.
Yeah,
you're friends with people who are making society softer.
I was a +1.
Oh, baby girl's friends with people.
Rumor has it, baby girl wants to adopt this in the Wallace future family birthday traditions.
Rumor has it, I'm going to put my big old foot down, and it ain't happening.
What size shoe do you wear?
10.5. You know what Mama Wallace and Papa Wallace, you know what they would do? If they would say, what is going on? What? No, this is my grandson or granddaughter's birthday, not them. They would put up a fit. My dad would throw a fit.
How did the other kids whose birthday it wasn't, how did they respond?
They loved it. They absolutely
loved it?
How
loved
could
getting
they
the
must have been
attention.
confused.
No, they love getting the attention. This is the stupidity of now. This is what they do now.
The stupidity of now.
I'm telling
That should be a book.
The kids is
the stupidity of now.
The participation generation is upon us, and millennials have fed into this beast and monster of everybody gets a trophy, everybody gets
validating
celebrated.
feelings. Although it's this person's birthday, you get to feel like it's your birthday. It's not your birthday. Get over it. It's not about you.
This is a shame.
I'm actually getting mad.
Hold on. So I still have many questions, and I know we're running out of time. So your girlfriend's friend's kid is celebrating a birthday.
See.
And the parents are the one that say, okay, happy birthday, baby. Now on to your friend.
Yes, because nobody wants to be left out.
I wonder how the parents of the other kids felt.
Probably they accepted it.
Were the other parents there?
Yes, they were right there standing with their kids.
If somebody came into my house and was like, well, now you got to sing to my kid, they're like, what the hell are you talking about?
I'd say leave.
Go home.
Yeah. It's not her birthday or his birthday.
Who was driving it? The parents of the birthday girl or the parents of the participants?
The parents of the birthday
You can't hang out with them. You got to draw the line.
No,
you got to draw. You cannot hang out with that family.
What I know is this:
if you want this next generation to be strong,
you should have done something about this. You should have stopped it in the middle of the thing.
Mama
Not my
and Papa
business.
Wallace would be disappointed in you.
You talk about it now like you're all tough, like they did the wrong thing. But in the moment, you just sat back and were like, "Yay, little Johnny's birthday too."
I made a joke about it, saying, "Oh, it's everybody's birthday," and they just kept singing "Happy Birthday." I did. Listen, not my problem. And then on top of that, I'm telling you this right now: I don't have kids, and I keep saying that. And Ben, get ready. Because these little girls, they're angels, and then they're not. And then they're angels, and then they're not. And then they're crying. One of the little girls said, "Mom, it's time to go. We're going. We're leaving. We're leaving. We're going home." I said, "This is a 5-year-old talking like that?" I'm like, get some control. But I will say this, they were wonderful kids. Wonderful kids.
I don't know if I'm buying my last
kids.
No, honestly, wonderful kids, but I realize they say boys make a lot of noise. Like, that's what they say about boys. Girls have some emotions. It's real. It's real.
Thanks, Kyle.
It is real.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Strofe, why don't you tell us how we can give something away that is a contest here that we have rules for. We're not just going to give them to everyone, unlike this birthday party.
Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah, you're going to be in the 06010. The Fantasy Focus Football Podcast is coming to Green Bay the Wednesday of draft week, the night before round one. Field Yates, Stefania Bell, Daniel Dopp, and the entire crew, Mike Clay included, from the Fantasy Focus Football Podcast are coming to the Tundra Trio in Green Bay. And I've got 2 tickets right now, right back here in the control room. I've got 2 tickets with your name on it, as long as you are caller number 11. Caller number 11 going to get hooked up with 2 tickets to the Fantasy Focus Football Podcast live from the Tundra Trio in Green Bay the night before the draft begins, just outside of Lambeau Field. Caller number 11 right now wins 2 tickets, 800-990-3776, 800-990-3776. Caller 11, 2 tickets to the Fantasy Focus Football Podcast live in Green Bay. Full contest rules at ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
Dave from Aaron chimes in between Chewy's and Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, 94.5 ESPN in the mornings. Neighbor that wouldn't leave his house at the end of the night. In this birthday story, Dave is officially scared for society. I think I am as well.
Leave.
Yeah. We could maybe get to that later. But next, I'm actually joining Kyle, Brust, and Nortman as a guest. I am leaving the studio, and I'm entering not in this seat. Somebody else is going to be sitting here. I am a guest of the next segment. I am not part of Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. It's KSN next.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No limit. Pay no interest until 2030, plus $500 off your home improvement project. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
At the Knickerbocker Hotel, we believe your stay should be as convenient and luxurious as possible. Whether you're planning a small meeting or a special event, our versatile space is perfect for any occasion. Start your day with a delicious meal at the Knick Restaurant and Bar, or unwind at the Knick Salon and Spa. Wanting to stay active? The 24-hour fitness center is always available. If you need something custom-made or alterations made, there's a tailor on site. The Knickerbocker, where every detail is designed with your comfort in mind. For more information and to book your next stay, visit knickerbockeronthelake.com.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
It is Kyle Brust and Nortman here on ESPN Wisconsin, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. We gave Ben Brust the boot for now. The show is much better when Ben Brust is not here. With me, of course, is the longtime NFL punter, Brad Nortman. How you doing, Brad?
I'm doing good. You left your belt here.
Yeah, my pants are falling a little bit. Go ahead, do it, Brad.
Can I do it?
Go ahead, do it, Brad.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I kind of feel like strong.
Powerful, right?
Very strong, very empowering.
Baby Nortman never get out of line. You just do that one time. Baby Nortman, straighten up,
Put
tighten
that
up.
on my baby. Goodness.
Alex Strofe with us, holding it down behind the glass as
I
always.
want no part of this.
Are you afraid of getting whoopings too, Strofe?
I don't know how to answer that question.
Well, as a kid, not now. As an adult.
Who isn't?
I don't want to know what you do now.
Who wouldn't be?
As a kid? I mean, I guess.
I don't like getting my ass kicked.
What about as an adult? Are you afraid of getting whoopings as an adult?
Yes.
This is going poorly.
I don't know.
We haven't brought you in yet.
Who is this? That weird voice you heard, everybody. That is Ben Brust. Ben Brust, who played for the 2014 Final Four team against the Kentucky Wildcats that broke all our hearts, but made a lot of great memories. Is here joining us today on Kyle Brust and Nortman. Ben Brust, welcome into the show today.
Happy to be here. I thought the first hour of the show was absolutely phenomenal. Whoever was leading the show today is a wonderful radio host. And
let's keep moving on here. Let's focus on what we got going on. So, Ben Brust, what is it that you're here for? Why are you here? I don't even know what it is. You got some movie you're premiering or some
he pays attention
conversation?
To internal communication.
What are you doing here?
Why are you here? And what are we celebrating? It's already been 10 plus years since you had this Final Four. So
Believe
what are
it or
you
not,
doing?
this has nothing to do with me, Kyle. I'll just be hosting the event. It is Made 'em Believe 2015, the Wisconsin basketball reunion of a decade removed of a team that stole your heart, and definitely your heart, Alex Strofe. Obviously, it was really cool to be a part of the 14 team, but I'm no fool. To see what the 2015 team was able to do after going to the Final Four, coming back with national expectations. Frank Kaminsky became the National Player of the Year. They end up beating Kentucky 10 years ago on Friday, I believe. And that team is going to be remembered forever in Wisconsin history. Amongst fans, amongst nationally, they beat a team that likely had a chance to go undefeated in the NCAA tournament. But they took down Kentucky, unfortunately lost to Duke. But the memories off the court, everyone loved the team for the personality. So I'm really excited that we're putting together an event. This is on June 26th of 2025, so coming up here in June.
Oh, wow, this summer.
The Orpheum in Madison from 7 p. to 9 p.m. I mean, I'm going to kill him.
What do you mean? I'm excited.
He said June 26th. He said, oh, wow, this summer. Yeah, that's when June is, Kyle.
It's coming up.
And this is a big deal because in November, back when we did a combined 14-15 Final Four reunion at the Kohl Center, there was a lot of people missing, right? There's some people still playing professionally, but this is an opportunity where I know Frank Kaminsky is confirmed, Josh Gosser is confirmed, Sam Decker, who was gone, is confirmed back in November, Bo Ryan. I have a couple of tricks up my sleeve as well of other potential guests and ways to make this a really fun live event for fans who really loved the 2015 Wisconsin basketball team. So it's going to be at the Orpheum, June 26th, and it's brought to you by Michelob Ultra, Potosi Varsity Ale, Potosi Hard Seltzer, as well as M3 Insurance. So get your tickets because We launched this thing last week.
Wow, what an interview this guy is. You ask him one question, and all of a sudden he just talks. Let us ask you these questions. My goodness.
Well, let me get it out there, Kyle. I also know what I'm doing. I'm actually much better at this than you, believe it or not. UWHoops2015.com, UWHoops2015.com to get your tickets. It has been awesome to see how many people are already really excited to see this in June when we're talking about this in April. So super excited for all this. It's been a decade since the 2015 team. I will now field your questions.
All right, thanks. Brad, do you have any questions? He just read through the whole sheet, so I don't know if there's anything else we can ask. Again, we're being joined by Ben Brust, who played on the 2014 NCAA finalist team or semifinalist team in the Final Four, but they are celebrating the 2015 team that lost in the NCAA championship to the University of Duke. Duke University.
Yeah, Ben, thanks for joining the show. Big fan. I remember watching those teams, right? The Final Four team that you were a part of, and then, of course, this team that went to the national championship. I'm thinking about tonight's game of the national championship in the Florida versus Houston. And I'm just remembered, how rare it is that you get moments of greatness like that, going to the Final Four, going to the national championship team. So I know it was a year early, but when did you know that this team had the ingredients of something special?
I think something that is forgotten of the 14 team is we started 16-0. We had the best start in school history. It still is the best start in school history today at 16-0. And although we then lost 5 of 6, we had a little drought there. We had Bronson Koenig and Nigel Hayes as freshmen. And Frank Kaminsky really was his first year as a junior, being like a legitimate starter and really growing as a player. Josh Gosser was coming off of an ACL injury in which he didn't play. So we knew we were good, but it was only natural that all the newer-ish pieces that were all good pieces, we all knew we were good, went through some bumps in the road. So then we went 8 straight again. But when we lost 5 of 6, it wasn't like we're not good enough. It just was part of the learning process for that team. We knew we were good enough when we sat down before the NCAA tournament. We had a meeting without Coach Bo Ryan.
Who called that? Who initiated that?
Now head coach Gregory Glenn Gard.
Oh, wow.
And he said, you guys have an opportunity. I've coached with Bo Ryan for 30-plus years. You guys have an opportunity to actually do something and be different than other teams that we've been a part of, at least at the Division I level, because obviously they had success at the D3 level. And we did. Obviously, there were some moments in which how would it change the trajectory of the 2015 team, right? We were down 13.5 right here in the city of Milwaukee at the Bradley Center. We came back and won that game, beat the doors off of Baylor, and won an OT thriller against Arizona. But the reason why I bring that up is when talking with some of my teammates, Josh Gosser and others, it's one of those things where if we don't beat Oregon, what are the expectations for the 2015 team? Is it to be a Final Four team? Is it to, we didn't win the Big Ten championship that year, so is it to win a Big Ten championship? But once we got that far and we got to Dallas, I knew the sky was the limit for the 2015 team because Nigel and Bronson were going to be sophomores. With all that experience of the wins, the ups and downs of the regular season, making a deep run in the NCAA tournament, plus Frank Kaminsky put up 30-plus points against Arizona, and next thing you knew, he was on SI and National Player of the Year. Sam Decker obviously had big moments as well. So the way that team was put together, I think I'm glad you brought up just sort of thinking back, because this was something I saw today that was shocking. And why this event at the Orpheum on June 26th, UWHoops2015.com for tickets, is going to be amazing. Fran Fischilla, who covers college basketball, tweeted, I am guessing there are 500 D1 players that will make more than the Phoenix Suns' Colin Gillespie's $578,000 salary this year. 500-plus D1 players. One of the best college guards of the last decade. So when I see that and I hear that, it makes me think how hard it's going to be, not necessarily to win or go to a Final Four, but to build a community of players that really grew with the city of Madison and the university. All of those guys did that. Sam Decker grew up in Wisconsin. Bronson Koenig grew up in Wisconsin. Both turned away offers from big schools to go to Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. Frank Kaminsky was a 4-year Badger. Josh Gosser grew up in Wisconsin. 5-year Badger, redshirted after he tore his ACL stepping on my foot. Trey Jackson there the whole time. So when you see and hear how all these teams are getting there, it's just different now. We've just a snap of the finger. Alex Strofe got in my ear and I saw it. Xavier Amos, one of the players in the Badgers, hit the transfer portal. They've now added 3 players from the transfer portal. It's just different. So the idea of getting together in June on the 26th to bring the stories off the court, I'm sure we'll talk about it on the court, but you're like, if you love the personalities, you're going to love what we're putting together at the Orpheum for the Made 'em Believe 2015 Final Four.
I'm your biggest fan.
What you're describing, Ben, I feel like there's a level of purity that was when you played, when I played, that just doesn't exist anymore, right? And it just makes the relationships, the bonds more special. So that's why I'm excited to
it doesn't mean the way it's doing it now is right or wrong. You're dealt with the cards you have, and that's what Greg Gard and Luke Fickle have to deal with. But in terms of relationship building with players and the purity of it, this is the peak of it. Because what's funny is I've talked about with you guys, there is NIL paybacks from 2025 to 2016. Both of the Final Four teams missed the cutoff of getting paid back. Don't get me started on my jealousy there, because I'm here to promote this event. But it just speaks to like the purity that you mentioned. Like, none of us were paid to do this.
Yeah, you got to made them believe.
They made them believe.
I mean, you helped as well the year before.
And
so for the excitement for Made 'em Believe 2015 Wisconsin Basketball Reunion taking place on June 26th at the Orpheum in Madison. You can get your tickets now at
UWHoops2015.com.
I think the most exciting thing about this is the fact that from everything you're saying, right, it's going to be more of a panel discussion where everybody gets that behind-the-scenes look, right? That fun type of Ben Brust asking them questions, them telling anecdotes about all the great things.
I don't even like the word panel because I don't want it to feel question answer, right? Like, I just think naturally with the relationship that they had, once the room opens up, and we'll do that very fast with fun videos and things from like our phones that people have maybe never seen before. I have a Rolodex of content in my phone I've been putting together of memories with teammates. Going to get more from my other teammates and just show people even more than they already got to see. And they were one of the most beloved teams because of how open they were in the media and how much people loved seeing how much they enjoyed being around each other.
And the thing is, when you make that big of an impact on the state, right, on the impact of people in their fanhood, people love going down memory lane and hearing those stories that you all have to share. We've seen this with all types of teams that have gone on to do great things. This is a team that will forever live in history, and now we get a chance to hear you all talk about the history you made, the journey that you had. So I'm very excited myself to have the opportunity to be a part of this.
Yeah, and again, it's brought to you by Michelob Ultra, Potosi Varsity Ale, Potosi Varsity Seltzer, and M3 Insurance. UWHoops2015.com, a fun live event with a reunion of the 2015 Wisconsin Badger basketball team. Frank Kaminsky, Sam Decker, Josh Gosser, Bo Ryan, so many others to be involved as well. I can't wait to just be a small part of it. And hope you get your tickets and enjoy the show.
Get your tickets today. Made 'em Believe 2015 Wisconsin Basketball Reunion. Thank you so much, Ben Brust, for joining us here today. Make sure you get your tickets June 26th.
All right, it's a pleasure, boys.
Thanks, Ben.
It's too bad Ben wasn't here.
He would have loved this.
He probably would have ruined it, though, knowing Ben would have made him by himself.
He loves to interrupt.
Me.
Made him felt awkward, something like that.
Yeah, but someone who we love making feel awkward, especially last week, Jason Wilde. He joins us next to talk Packers and probably a little bit of Badgers, too. Keep it locked. You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman right here on ESPN Wisconsin, and I guess Ben Brust will be back.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman.
Listen, Diana, that's her name. Listen, we all about positive manifestation. I like you, Diana. All it is negative. Diana. Criticize.
Dirty Diana.
I love you, Kyle.
Love you too, girl.
I love you, Kyle.
I love you too. That's what I'm talking about. The real Packer Nation.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Pretty good ride shaping up so far this afternoon. Northbound 43 is slowing down just before Center Street all the way up to Keefe. Westbound 94 is backing up coming out of the stadium interchange past Mitchell Boulevard. Other than that, everything else is rolling along pretty well. And check the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight. Clearing skies, cold with a low of 22. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 39. Weather's brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Mazga on 94.5 ESPN.
Coming up live on Tuesday, a special edition of On the Tee. They're letting us go for 2 hours talking about the year's first major down at Augusta. Join me, Gabe Neitzel, and PGA Tour Live Stephen Watson as we have our picks to click. Our favorite things, the traditions of Augusta. Plus, we are going to be joined by a couple of kids from Wisconsin who are participating in the drive, chip, and putt contest. Special edition of On the Tee, 2 hours starting at noon on Tuesday, right here, 94.5 ESPN.
You love her twice as much today as the day you married her, right?
Welcome to Kessler's. At Citizens Bank, community banking is you. Growing your business with a partner who gets it. It's you. Buying your first home with a lender who makes it easy. It's you. Building a future with savings that work just as hard as you. And it's us, working together to strengthen our community. Because at Citizens Bank, community banking means you plus us. Visit us at citizensbankwi.bank. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
There's a winning magic powering up at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. This April, prepare for an exciting quest to $300,000 in the Enchanted Spins slot tournament. Just conjure your rewards card and play slots to earn drawing entries. Each Thursday, 60 winners will compete for thousands in cash and prizes. Let your journey begin with Enchanted Spins, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Strong mind, strong body, and strong communities. That is what you need to know about the Princeton Club, and that is what you can achieve at the Princeton Club of New Berlin. When you walk in there, you will feel completely motivated to better yourself just like everyone else is doing. I've done personal training. They have saunas. They have workout classes. They have basketball courts. They have indoor-outdoor swimming pools. It all starts with a tour. Check it out. You're going to fall in love. Free childcare with the membership, open 24/7. Check out the Princeton Club of New Berlin. Get your tour and take that small step to a bigger journey for a better tomorrow. That's at theprincetonclub.net.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
There's a little groupthink going on there. I'm not going to disagree.
Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
He is a good general manager. Anybody who disputes that, they have other issues.
Holding everybody accountable.
I'm not sure that was good enough for us to even play on our show.
Jason Wilde is on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Happy to be back on the show after joining as a guest to promote Made and Believe at the Orpheum June 26th, a 2015 Final Four reunion. Get your ticket to UWHoops2015.com. But right now,
hot tickets.
Switch gears to Jason Wilde joining us. You can hear Jason on Wilde and Tausch 9 to noon across these various stations. Jason, what's going on?
Not much. To what do I owe the honor of talking to you twice in one day?
You tell me, Jason. Maybe it was forced on you and you had no choice?
That's probably an accurate description.
You guys are buddies. Don't lie.
We are buddies. I love Ben. I think he loves to play into the I'm an idiot narrative, which isn't really true. Have there been some moments when he's made my job more difficult in Green Bay? Yes, there have been.
Oh,
but
I
love
relate,
him
Jason.
like the crazy, wacky brother that he is. That.
But I'm on a
sometimes he
hot
does
streak,
stuff.
Jason. You don't have to deal with anything with me in
You
Green
are,
Bay.
well, again, I will say, and no, you're right. In Green Bay, no inconveniences created by you of late.
Yet.
But today, you kind of dilly-dallied around some of the most interesting stuff with about, when we were trying to get some numbers out of you. You just sort of, which, again, Is that great radio? Maybe. But I appreciated you coming on. Obviously, the 2015 team is not as beloved in my heart as the 1994 team that went to the tournament for the first time in 47 years. Not as beloved as the 2000 team that went to the Final Four. But it is still, because I was a much older person, parent, kids, so I didn't get to revel in it the same way I did in 94 and 2000, but I'm excited that we're doing this. I can't wait to see what kind of an MC you are, because I know you can talk when you're the interviewee. I'm curious about your interviewer skills, so I can't wait to see it. And I'm hoping that it fits the Wilde schedule.
Apparently what you're saying right now, Jason, is Mondays and Thursdays you're not impressed with me as an interviewer.
I look at this more as a conversation.
I know, I'm just messing.
With a group of 5 guys that all like each other, even if one is still bitter that he's been demoted on the list of greatest punters in Wilde coverage history.
Well, and here's the thing, Jason. Here's why I'm not worried or even thinking about myself as an MC or a host. It's a conversation amongst people that are closest people in my life. Frank Kaminsky's standing up in my wedding. Josh Gosser standing up in my wedding. We're basically having a conversation about basketball and the stories behind the scenes of basketball that we already do on a daily basis. And so it's the exciting part to me is just being able to get that out of those guys, which is my goal. Because obviously speaking on the airwaves and on YouTube and on Twitter, I'm comfortable. But getting them comfortable will be the number one thing, because if they're comfortable, what fans that show up to the Orpheum on June 26th will be able to receive is something more than they've even seen as they've loved these players and what they did in 2015. So I don't even look at it as like a host or an MC or an interviewer. It's just setting guys up for success.
Yeah, well, you could still screw it up. I believe in you.
Oh, thank you very much. That being said, we started the show because I had mentioned on Wilde and Tausch this morning I was going to have a little conversation with Kyle that I think he's been a little bit of a fraudulent Packer backer. And then he tried to do a segment after that where he says, you know, I gave the belt to Goody last week because I have high standards.
So did.
But when I've been disciplined, maybe in the past by like a parent, they'd feel bad. Like, I want to take you out to lunch. And now he's trying to be optimistic. And it's a lot of ifs. It's not, I, Kyle Wallace, believe Jaden Reed will be a 1,000-yard receiver. It's if Jaden Reed will be a 1,000-yard wide receiver, then they'll be good. Like, my thing is, are there too many ifs, or is that just what you're going to get when you have a young team and you have to trust the process in what Goody is putting in place?
So I think this is a good moment for us to consider what the great American orator Steve the Homer True has said. I'm a homer, I'm not an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think, and this is one of the parts, you know, again, we have talked about this far too many times. There are people that believe me. There are people that think I'm an idiot and they don't believe me. I'm in denial of some sort. I am not a fan. I wanted to see the UW Oshkosh women's basketball team play for a national title. I'm a fan of Greg Gard, and I would like to see them get to the Sweet 16 for the first time since Shoei did the belt. I cheer for people more than I cheer for teams. But so I don't want to tell people how to fan. But I like the fact that Kyle is not just a blind, I don't want to say cult member because that's too strong, but whatever the Packers do is great, and I just support Goody no matter what. Like, I think part of being a fan is
we usually say, Kyle, you got your green and gold goggles on.
Yeah, and I know you wear those, Kyle. I know you do wear them at times, but other times you take them off. It's like, you guys are all too young for this movie, but Rowdy Roddy Piper starred in a 1980s.
You talking about
late
the wrestler?
80s, I think.
That's the wrestler.
Yeah.
Rowdy Piper.
It was a sci-fi movie called They Live. And there were all these like aliens that had infiltrated society, and somehow he ends up with these glasses that when he puts them on, he can see the subliminal messages that are being sent, and he can see the people that look like people on the outside, but they're aliens on the inside. And my point, and I do have one, is that I think you have the green and gold glasses where you look through them and everything is hunky-dory and puppy dogs and ice cream and seashells and balloons in Packer world. But then I think there are times where you take them off and you're like, the receivers have to be better. Jordan Love has to make a big leap in year 3. I crowned him prematurely as being, one of the top 5 or top 10 quarterbacks in this league based on what he did.
You're putting words in my mouth.
I'm not.
I still think he can be the best. I still think he can be the best.
An example, you're taking this very serious.
Well, no, I still think Jordan Love will be one of the best.
I'm not quoting you because I don't know what you've said because I don't listen to this show.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Sick burn, bro. So my point is that I think you are balanced. I don't think you've given up your fan card by being critical of Goody. And again, I'm not the one who's I don't know where groupthink came from other than the mind of Tausch. So you guys are going to have to hash that out with him when he's on the show next.
Jason, we last week and what was causing this Wilde and Tausch KBN beef was criticism of Goody. But one guy that I feel like Wisconsin, I know our show hasn't been very critical of, is Jordan Love. But we can all agree he underwhelmed for our expectation, particularly in the wake of the contract he signed. Do you think that Jordan Love deserves a pass of sorts for last year for being on and off injured? Because it doesn't seem like he's getting as much criticism as Goody and even Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, that's a good question, Brad. I don't want, again, I want to be careful that I don't speak for how fans feel and that I don't speak for fans as like one homogeneous group, because I do think that there are Packers fans who care about this team, who believe in this team, who also have doubts on just how good Jordan Love is. And I think, in my opinion, the place to be, and I'm not telling people to go there. They choose to believe what they want to believe. I think Jordan Love's a good quarterback. I think on good days he's a top 10, top 8 quarterback. I think on his best days he's a top 5 quarterback. There have been moments where he's played like one. But I also think that there are times when he does not play like a top 15 quarterback. And you can make excuses about how Malik Heath ran his route at the wrong depth and all the other stuff that we talk about with like the playoff game in Philly. But the bottom line is the quarterback is always going to get more blame and more credit than he deserves. We all know that comes with the territory. He's got to play better. And I think there is and I am guilty of this as well, because I was around quarterbacking greatness my entire career, with the exception of when like Brett Hundley had to play in 17, that, I think we want him to be the next in the succession of Favre to Rodgers to Love. And he may be multiple rungs below those two guys. And that might still be enough to win a Super Bowl. But I just feel like, and I am part of the problem, that we were way too, oh my God, he's arrived because of what he did in the last 8 games of the 2023 season. And so that's why I just look at this as such a pivotal season. And yes, if it again, depends what glasses you're wearing. And if you want to wear the Jordan Love is dreamy glasses, you can look at his injury and say that affected how he played. You can explain away some of the bad decisions he made with the ball, even ones that turned out to be big plays, like the deep ball to Jaden Reed in L.A. into triple coverage, which he should have never thrown. You can put on the other glasses at the opposite end and go, this guy's never going to be anything close to the other two guys, and we only put him in that category because he's playing after those two guys. Or join me in the middle and say, hey, this guy's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. He's not a very good quarterback. He's not a all-pro quarterback. He's not an MVP quarterback. He may still become that, but this is a pivotal year to find out just who he is.
Jason, I appreciate the time. Sorry, I got to let you go because I ran late being interviewed by...
You got to let me go.
Yeah.
Jason, we had on the show Ben Brust, the Final Four member of that 2014
Wait, you had him
team.
as a guest?
Yeah, as a guest.
And let me tell you, Jason, we all know you can get long-winded, but let me tell you, Ben Brust is a guest. Woo!
Oh, no, I experienced it today. I wanted to cut him off multiple times. I couldn't get a word in edgewise.
He just reads the whole dang sheet.
I didn't even read the sheet. I just got it all in the head.
UWHoop2015.com. UW. You're like those commercials that I'll sometimes hear like when I listen to play-by-play on Sirius XM, it's like the Monday Night Football, whatever it might be, and they do these commercials, and some guy's like selling some tax thing, and he just says the phone number like 32 times in a 30-second span. That was you with UWHoops2015.com, UWHoops2015.com.
But you got to say what it's for, to get your tickets for the Orpheum June 26th for the 2015 Made 'em Believer game.
Thank God you did that for us. Yeah.
This is going to be every day, Jason.
Jason, I got to talk about Verizon, which you've been doing a great job doing on Wilde and Tausch.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Football fans, Verizon is giving you a chance to win the ultimate draft experience with the Road to the Draft sweepstakes, because 10 lucky winners are going to win tickets to the first day of the 2025 NFL Draft in Green Bay, which includes round-trip car service from Milwaukee, hotel accommodations, plus access to the Verizon viewing zone, where you'll be taken care of like a first-round pick. Don't miss your chance to win the ultimate draft experience. Powered by Verizon. Hurry to select Wisconsin locations to enter by April 13th. No purchase necessary to enter. Must be legal U.S. resident of Wisconsin or Illinois, age 21 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official contest rules, ESPN Wisconsin Contests.com. More Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. UWHoops2015.com. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Top 5 of my guys throughout my career.
Just one below me. I was just putting myself in the ranking.
He loves himself.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It's been a pretty good ride shaping up so far this afternoon. Northbound 43 is slowing down just before Center Street all the way up to Keefe. Westbound 94 is backing up coming out of the stadium interchange past Mitchell Boulevard. Other than that, everything else is rolling along pretty well. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Clearing skies, cold with a low of 22. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 39. Weather's brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here with some great news from my friends at Bank 5-9. For a limited time, you can earn as much as 4.8% on one of their CD specials. With 9, 17, and 25-month options, you're sure to find a CD that fits your needs while you earn a great return. It's simply another way Bank 5-9 is making lives better in our communities. Hurry! These high rates won't last long. Check out bank59.com/CD for more details. Member FDIC.
She's different and special and loaded with personality.
And there's one more thing, but you can't explain it in words.
She's the one.
She's the one.
The one.
You know it.
Your friends know it.
The whole world knows it.
We curated a special selection of engagement rings for her.
Can you guess what we call it?
We call it the One Collection by Kessler's.
Because these engagement rings are different.
And special.
And loaded with personality.
And one more thing. But you can't explain it in words.
Engagement rings in the One Collection start at just $725.
But some of them are more.
A lot more.
But we've got you covered.
First, we have 12 months financing at 0%. Or
second, we have 36 months financing at 9.99%, both with approved credit.
Third, we have second chance financing if you need someone to give you a second chance.
And don't forget the Kessler's warranty.
The strongest warranty of any jewelry store in the world.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Finding the right seat for a Milwaukee Bucks game is easy with our Seat for You guide. Whether you're on a budget, need flexibility with your schedule, or want to bring the whole crew, we've got options to fit your needs. The best part? You just have to answer a few quick questions at bucks.com/seat4you. No matter what you're looking for, there's a seat with your name on it. Find the ticket option that works best for you at bucks.com/seat4you.
Looking to transform your home with stylish furniture and home accessories without breaking the bank? At your local IKEA in Oak Creek, they believe everyone deserves a beautiful and affordable living experience that enhances your everyday life. From comfortable and fashionable sofas and sectionals, to kitchens full of inspiration, to bedrooms designed to help you find your best sleep and relaxation, IKEA's home furnishing combines form and function to fit any lifestyle and budget. Visit IKEA Oak Creek today or explore their collection online at ikea.com/US.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No limit. Pay no interest until 2030, plus $500 off your home improvement project. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Uh-oh. In a good way. Coming up next is saving at Sendik's on Screamin' Sicilian Tavern-style pizza. $5.99. Limited time, April 9th through the 15th. Right now, they have it at Festival Foods for 2 more days. $5.99 on Screamin' Sicilian Tavern style. And don't you worry, boys. The BOGO boys, Brad and Kyle. I like the BOGO boys.
Oh, I love a good BOGO.
Nothing beats a good BOGO.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, we know. We know.
You feel like you'll win.
All I'm saying is stay tuned for mid-April. But right now, you got to get the $5.99 Tavern Style, which is such a great, thin pizza that reminds you of going to the bar after a soccer, basketball, baseball, hockey, football game as a youth. Going to that local tavern, getting that Tavern-style pizza. And now you have it conveniently in your fridge thanks to Palermo's and their wonderful Screamin' Sicilian Tavern-style pizza. They have OG Screamin's, thin and crispy, stuffed crust, Detroit style, and I'm telling you, the Tavern style just hits. I love the cracker crust. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe running the show. UKBN Nation, as always, at 800-990-3776. That is the Carbless Talking text line. List is more. See us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. And it is optimistic Kyle Wallace Day to prove that he is a Packer backer and believes in Goody's plan and has trust in Goody's plan. He has not swayed anybody's opinion thus far through an hour and 41 minutes of the show.
Now, I heard somebody in the YouTube or in the chat.
Somebody
that's real great. You know, that's good evidence, good hard evidence from you. Somebody out there.
I know somebody out there said, you got me.
Right now, all you have right now is your baby girl.
Yeah.
The one that I could maybe start to get behind, that's why I asked Jason Wilde, because I wanted Jason's steady hand comment on it, was about Jordan Love. Now, that's the one guy where I'm like, okay, we've seen him turn it on. For me, it's not like if Jordan Love takes a step forward. I think he will be that guy. So, and when your quarterback plays at that level, the team follows in line. So the one comment you did make, Kyle, I mean, the if of the receivers and the if of the D-line, throw all that out. To me, Jordan Love is the one ray of hope where I say, you know what? The Packers got themselves a quarterback that if he play, there I go, saying if again.
Yeah, but this is an okay if, because even when talking to Jason, he had said we've seen highs, we've seen some lows, maybe somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
And he's in that middle right now because it could be, if you want to look at through the injuries, if you want to look at through in 2023, he got hot at the right time. Now they've rebuilt the offensive line. They don't have the weapons, but can he elevate them? There's so many actual questions that it's okay to say if for Jordan Love because
I disagree. When I think about Jordan Love, I'm not thinking about if, right? The only thing is when he stays healthy.
Oh, look at
he
Kyle
will play.
trying to go stand up. Look at him. I'm proud of you.
I said it earlier about Jordan Love.
No, you said if earlier.
No, the question for Jordan Love was the health of the quarterback. It wasn't the talent. It wasn't the skill level. We know how good Jordan Love can be, and he will be. It's just Jordan Love was not healthy last year. I explained Jordan Love got injured in the first game against the Philadelphia Eagles. Did he play magnificent during that game? No, but he played good enough for the Green Bay Packers to be right there in contention at the end of that football game. Jordan Love showed us then, and he showed us throughout the season, that he is a very, very good quarterback. And Jason Wilde talking about, we're going to see, he's top. Maybe
he says a pivotal year, and it still is a pivotal year for him.
This is the question for me, and when I think about this, is that either Matt LaFleur is an incredible head coach, or Jordan Love is a really good football player. Listen, if y'all don't believe Jordan Love is a great football player, then Matt LaFleur must be one of the best football coaches out there, because this guy took a team who had a brand-new quarterback who was a first-year starter, who started a little shaky at the quarterback position, and he improved and got this team to the playoffs in back-to-back years. I'm telling you this right now.
It's an intriguing question, but I'm going to have to go with Matt LaFleur based off the track record. Even though he had Rodgers, he still transformed the way Rodgers played in terms of the system, and Rodgers bought in. Maybe it was a little bit more hybrid of an approach, but he still had a resurgence with Rodgers. Then, with his experience, was able to help guide Jordan Love. Now, Jordan Love made the plays. Last year, Matt LaFleur wasn't great. I think he was average. But at the end of the day, you got to lean on the guy that showed you something in the NFL versus someone who showed you.
LaFleur whipped up a great game plan with Malik at quarterback. He whipped up a great game plan.
Yeah, and it's still shocking to see that they weren't able to capitalize on the creativity they had with Malik Willis, with what presumably with a healthier Jordan Love and good run game with Josh Jacobs. But you're going with it. He wasn't healthy. He's really good. I want to go to Ken in Oak Creek on the Carvel's Talking text line, 800-990-3776. He may be in a different camp than you, Kyle. Optimistic Kyle, that is.
Well, thanks for taking my call. Long-time listener, guys, you know it. But I argue with my two son-in-laws all the time. They both say Jordan Love's a great quarterback. And I say, how can you say that when he cannot hit receivers in stride? He doesn't take that second look or third look, and things like that. In order for him to be categorized or even spoken, in my opinion, in the same sentence with Aaron Rodgers, he needs to develop a lot more this year. And I really don't think it's the system. I think it's him maturing as a quarterback and as the leader of the team. And I just don't think he hasn't gotten there yet. I'll hang up listening to you guys.
Well,
thanks for taking my call.
hang on, Ken. Originally, it says right here that Love doesn't have it, but at the end there, you left room for him potentially showing he has it. Do you have faith that Jordan Love can be, not Aaron Rodgers or Brett Love, but the franchise quarterback that you plan on rooting for the next 10 years?
I truly don't see it. In my personal opinion, I want him to do well because I bleed green and gold. I want him to succeed.
That's fair.
I just don't see it.
I appreciate it.
You thought extending him was a mistake?
Well, no. I mean, he gave his reasoning. Now it's up to Jordan Love to prove to Ken if he's worth Ken's time as a Packer fan.
That'd be a big mistake then if he doesn't. If he's not that guy.
What do you mean it's a big mistake? What else were you gonna do? He still led him to the playoffs the last 2 seasons.
But if he's not that quarterback that can play to that
it's called
contract,
reality. Unfortunately, Brad, not every franchise can go Hall of Fame quarterback to Hall of Fame quarterback to Hall of Fame quarterback.
I don't think we give Jordan Love enough credit.
Optimistic.
No, we don't. Because when you think about this, Jordan Love, he was pressing, he came back from the injury. This was his first time. You have to learn, right? Brad, you played in the NFL. Granted, you didn't play a position that beat up your body. But you saw guys, when they come back from injury, sometimes they're timid, they're not healthy, they're, overcompensating. And Jordan Love wasn't playing great. And what I loved about Jordan Love is he had a turnover issue. He corrected that. He threw one interception after that into the playoffs, but he threw one interception after he threw that after week 11 when they came back from the bye. He only threw one, and that wasn't a bad decision. It was just a bad overthrow by him. The ball slipped out of his hands. That, to me, is a level of improvement that you love to see from your quarterback.
Kyle's starting to get me to believe that he is the true Packer backer, but I'm not going to be Tom, prisoner of the moment, and let 15 minutes change my mind after 1 week of bashing of the green and gold. But what I do know is started to have the conversation with the lady about schedules, with the daughter, when I'm going to be able to have my time in her time. Like, again, we got to figure out the workout schedule. Well, guess what? I got my figured out because I know that I got to get in shape. Not the shape that I'm in now. I'm in okay shape, but I want to be in great shape. I don't just need to go to the Princeton Club and be like, you know what, hey, and I love the sauna, the camaraderie. Man, they got everything you have in there to be successful. And so when I say no goal is too small or no goal is too big, I truly mean that. Because I did transform my body, and then I had a kid. And it's natural. Life happens, right? Life is going to happen. I had a kid and wasn't able to stay in my ways, but there's always an opportunity. And so it doesn't matter where you're at. The Princeton Club has that inviting environment for you. You can have that strong body, strong mind, while helping to support strong communities with the Princeton Club. So go get a tour. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. Kyle and I are getting waxed. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Yeah, see, the thing about me is I like
crazy.
I like crazy. I like a little excitement in my life. I like a little bit of drama.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. The 2015 Wisconsin men's hoops team gave us all a march to remember.
There will be no undefeated champion on Wisconsin with an unbelievable stretch drive to the championship game.
On June 26th, enjoy an intimate celebration with the stars of the run with Made 'em Believe. Presented by M3 Insurance. World-class expertise and individual attention. Tickets are on sale now at UWHoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe. June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
At Citizens Bank, community banking is you, growing your business with a partner who gets it. It's you, buying your first home with a lender who makes it easy. It's you, building a future with savings that work just as hard as you. And it's us, working together to strengthen our community. Because at Citizens Bank, community banking means you plus us. Visit us at citizensbankwi.bank. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Here's comedian Howie Mandel for hands-free Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins.
I'm holding a new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-in sneaker, and first of all, I barely know I'm holding it. It's that light. You see, Cozy Fit is a cool new sneaker where the upper is made of a soft quilted material. It's kind of like a little puffer jacket for your feet, except it looks like a super stylish sneaker.
Introducing new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins, the latest comfort creation from Skechers. You can find Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Come on in to Total Wine & More. Prices much lower than a grocery store. Spirits, wine, beer for a whole lot less. Walking down the aisles makes you stop and say, yes. From mixing cocktails to a friendly get-together, Total Wine has everything you need and more. With the lowest prices and best selection for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Tailgate season, company victory party, don't let your event fall short. V Private Bar Services delivers the winning play with expertise. We're talking custom cocktails, top shelf service, and an atmosphere that'll have your team pumped. Forget the watered down beer and basic mixers. Get the VIP treatment for your corporate events with bartenders who know the perfect pour. V Private Bar Services, where elevated hospitality runs through our veins. Explore vprivatebar.com and leave the mixing to us.
Hey, get in. What? Who are you? I'm future you. Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Yeah. Mia, our doctor figured it out. She said it's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Save big money on your next outdoor project at Menards. Menards has the best in-stock selection of AC2 pressure-treated lumber. Our huge inventory of decking, fencing, lumber, and timbers are all easy to load in our drive-through lumber yard. Plus, you can get free estimates fast with our fence and deck design programs in-store and on Menards.com. Don't forget to check out our weekly flyer for all the great deals happening now.
Save
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I mean, it's coming fast, and this is going to be amazing for you if you have the opportunity to do so. And just get to Verizon locations to enter by April 13th because it's amazing. Verizon's giving you a chance to win the ultimate draft experience with the Road to the Draft sweepstakes. 10 lucky winners are going to win tickets to the first day. It's a big day. First day of the 2025 NFL Draft in Green Bay, including round-trip car service from Milwaukee, hotel accommodations, plus access to the Verizon Lounge, where you're going to be taken care of like a first-round pick. Don't miss your chance to win the ultimate draft experience powered by Verizon. Hurry to select Wisconsin Verizon locations to enter, like I said, April 13th. No purchase necessary. Enter. Must be legal U.S. resident of Wisconsin or Illinois. Age 21 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official contest rules, ESPNWisconsinContests.com. All right, so this is way too overdue. Way too overdue. But props to Kyle for continuously following up because we got to get waxed.
Yeah.
Like Steve Carroll in 40-year-old version.
Yeah, I'm trying to be smooth as a baby's bottom.
Carell.
Steve Carell, yeah. But I
was wondering,
talking about.
It's like, was that the character name
Michael
on the
Scott.
movie?
No, it's not Michael Scott either.
It's Steve Carell is Michael
Yeah,
Scott.
he's Michael Scott in my mind forever.
If you say Michael Scott, everybody knows who you're talking about. And yes, we are going to be smooth as a baby's bottom because we are
Brazilian wax.
We are getting a Brazilian wax.
So your bottom literally will be as smooth as a baby's bottom.
TMI, I don't really need a Brazilian wax on the bottom part, but I will say
wait, hold on.
What are they going to stick it to?
You got a smooth butt?
Oh, extremely smooth. I don't have
You don't grow hair there?
I don't grow any hair.
The goal of this was to actually lock down a time, not talk about the smoothness of Kyle's
Wait a minute, do
baby
people
butt.
have hair on their butt?
Yes.
Yes.
Really? For real?
I have a feeling Strobe's got a hairy butt.
Would you like to see it?
No, I would not. I just never can.
I'm surprised you're surprised by this.
Women don't have hair on their bottoms, do they?
No.
Maybe. I mean, they could be.
They take care of it, I would assume.
I guess I just haven't seen a lot of male butts, but mine, no hair. TMI, but
I thought you were a locker room guy.
Yeah, no, he's not a locker room
No,
guy.
I'm a locker room guy.
He's a single stall shower guy.
Yeah, big time. Wearing flip-flops, goes into the stall.
I will say I did not shower around those guys. I was just like, hey, I'm barely
Even in college?
No, I'm going home to shower. I don't like that. And they play
That's so
No,
weird.
they play grab ass in there. I didn't like it.
Honestly, we predicate the success of the 14 and 15 Final Four to the community showers. That's when we got to hang out and get to know each other the best.
Every great team I was a part of had a
good shower culture.
Strong shower culture.
Yeah, I guess
that's why you lost. That's why they lost.
Yeah,
that's why they lost when Kyle was there. He wasn't part of the culture.
No, well, at the end of the day, I am so excited to get my wax because I really want to see what it's like, and also, try something different. Yeah, I've never had. I'm gonna be wearing some swimming trunks coming up soon, and I want to be walking around my
Steve
Speedo.
Carroll, have you seen that? Have you seen that scene in 40-year-old version?
Listen, I can handle it. It's not going to be nice, but I can handle it.
How many strips do you
does
think
Kyle live under a rock?
I'm sorry that I don't look at other men's butts.
Yeah, because you didn't locker room shower.
How do you know you don't have any?
Oh, dog, my butt is smooth.
But how do you know that?
Because I touch my butt literally every day in the shower. Well, maybe on Sundays, maybe not, but every other
Why
day.
wouldn't you do it every time?
Wait, you skip the butt cleaning on Sundays?
I don't shower on Sundays. Some Sundays. I don't shower on some
that's
Sundays.
gross.
Oh, stop it. We all go days where we don't shower.
I can't remember the last day.
Yeah, me
I
neither.
can't. Just
shower
yesterday.
I
every day,
have
no
to
matter
shower
what.
every single day.
Oh, because you came
How
here
can you
stinking.
get underneath the covers in your filth from the day?
I lift it up, lay down, tuck in, give baby girl a kiss. Mwah.
And she goes, ew, gross.
No,
You stank.
Because I got a smooth bottom.
What is on your teeth?
I brush my teeth now, but I'm telling you, I did not know men have hair on their butts.
Why should that be a foregone conclusion that you brush your teeth when you don't shower?
Because that's
it's a good point, Strofe.
That's different. I come to Sunday Karma.
basic
I gotta brush
hygiene.
my teeth before I leave the
Don't
house.
worry, Ryan from McGuanago. We will get a video of Kyle crying during the Brazilian wax. Maybe with blurred images. But the Damn Sports Show up next in Beaver Dam. Jim,
No
Matt, and Molly,
blurred
and
images,
Madison.
Oh,
Kyle,
yeah.
Brust, and Nortman continues next in 2 minutes with a
X-rated Kyle.
That'll be on the private page.
Yes.
OnlyFans Kyle next.
What they want you to hear.
Northbound on 43, slowing down a bit from the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. The southbound side slowing down just south of Fond du Lac Avenue down through the Marquette. Westbound 94, watch for backups from 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound has a couple of pockets. One headed past 76th Street to Hawley Road, and then again coming out of the Stadium Interchange to 35th Street. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Clearing skies, cold with a low of 22. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 39. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Men's wedding bands made from whiskey barrels and meteorites.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Who's looking for a deal? Well, Cousin Subs has a better deal just for you. Cousin's new $10 meal deals are now available online only. Choose between a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub, a bag of chips or regular fry, a regular fountain beverage, and cookie at cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app for just $10. Now that's a better deal. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Available at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman from 2 to 5 every day. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We them boys. Holla, we them boys. Holla, holla, holla. We making noise. Holla.
It's the 414 hour at 4. Right here on KBN.
He is Kyle Wallace. I am Ben Brust alongside Brad Nortman, Alex Strofer on the show. UKB Nation at 800-990-3776. The Carbless Talking text line. This is more. And see us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. Now, it wasn't that long ago. Actually, it was 6 days ago that the Brewers had their home opener on Monday, and Bradley Nortman was in a panic. Oh my God, the sky is falling. They're 0-4. Oh no.
Make me feel better.
The run differential's bad. They have nothing. Now look, you got to figure out the pitching staff and whatnot, the starters. But the way we do Brewers math around here is we take 162. We divide that by 17 games for the football season. 9.5 games in the MLB season is equivalent to 1 week in the NFL. At the end of the first quarter, at the start of the second quarter of game one in an NFL season, Brad Nortman was ready to declare the Brewers dead. He was in a panic. Then, fast forward to a 5-5 start through 10 games. That puts the Milwaukee Brewers in Brewers math, as we are going to call it here, one game and say 4 minutes into the first quarter of their next opponent in week two. They tied.
Okay, got a tie. They were down big.
They were down big.
They clawed their way back to a tie.
They tied because they were 4-5 and were handily winning by midway through of their 10th game in the season, which would be 9.5. So they're 0-1. Right now, they're in the lead at the start of the first quarter. And things are looking okay, Brad.
Okay. I feel a little bit better.
Does Brewers math in a football season now make you feel better about not panicking?
I'm going to need to do this because, the baseball season, it's a long season, but each game, each little mini stretch, it can feel like the weight of the world. Now, the question I have, so I do feel better. Question answered. What record, football-wise, do they need to have in order to make the playoffs? Is it like 10-7? Is that like, what is that?
I would say so.
Wins?
I would.
They
no,
can get
95.
no.
It's
You
more
can
like
get to 9-8 in a football
9
season
and 8.
and make the playoffs in football. And based off the amount of wild card teams there are now, you can make the Brewers have an over under of 83.5 that we got it at, which is only 6 games above 500. And if we took that and divided it by the 162 of what it is, I could probably do the math. Hey, let's do that.
Let's do that.
Let's do the math. These numbers are confusing.
84. No, it's very simple, actually.
Oh, do you do the math? And you do the math, and me and Brad will talk now. We try to get this answer. You talk
84 wins divided by 162 is a 51.8 win percentage.
Oh, look at you. That is 9 and 8.
9 divided by 17 is a 53% win percentage. So 9 and 8 is going to get the Brewers at 84 wins are likely to make the playoffs.
84 wins would get you in?
It does.
Based off the wild card teams.
What's the over-under that we have?
83.5. We need 84 wins. 6 games above 500.
And the math right now is 84?
No, he doesn't know what the math is, what the projected to win.
There's no projection yet. Just based off of history, a 9 and 8 football season in the football record.
I got to be honest. Way too much math for me.
It's a lot.
I think we're just scratching the surface.
I think this is Ryan McGuanago gets it. 8-8-1 wins the division.
I feel better about the Brewers' chances. We can go 9 and 8.
Why? Because the Cubs are playing good right now, and now you're freaking out.
Scary.
They're in game 1 of their NFL season too. They can go on a drought.
Flip flop, flip flop, flip flop, flip flop.
Now,
nervous guy, anxious guy.
I give you
what am I flip flopping?
Oh, scary.
I've said the Cubs are good since day one.
I'll give you the opportunity to hit the KBN Sports Desk and read a carbless talking text from James the Postman.
Just got to back up quick. 1 second.
Sal Frelick, the MVP of the team so far. James the Postman. Somehow, some way, Alex Strofe, who doesn't have a keen eye for things, has picked the best player so far for the Brewers. He has been consistent. He's been great. Bryce Terang on a 10-game hitting streak.
Yeah, Bryce had a good start.
Here's what the Brewers need. Here's what, despite the pitching, what the Brewers need, and I'll tell you this right now, is Yelich, Contreras, Hoskins. They need the meat of the order to provide some power. Because right now, they're finding a way. But Jackson Churio, I know people were on his case. He had like 8 strikeouts in the first 3 games.
What did he do yesterday, though?
My man, it's not even yesterday. He's gotten consistently better throughout the year, batting around 300, has the home runs, the RBIs. Not only did the 2 home runs, he had a sack fly on top of that. Still a baby. And you can't rely on the baby to carry you. You got to rely on the power to provide something.
Now, I don't want to be negative, but I
thought this was optimistic Kyle.
I feel good about the Milwaukee Brewers, but I'm going to say this. Reese Hoskins, you got until the end of May to show me something. Because what we not finna do, we not finna have somebody sit here and hit in the 100s, not have pop in his bat, and take a spot from somebody else who can probably contribute better offensively. So, Reese, it's on you right now. He better turn
Powers got the start, but he's
got the day off. I know he struggled a little bit last year, but he's got the experience. Don't you want experience on a young team?
Well, that's what we thought we were bringing him in for last year, and it was around 200 with some power.
There might be a reason why the Phillies let him go. So I'm still, Reese, come on now. You still got time. You're a vet. You're an old savvy vet, but you got
Contreras batting under 100. Yelly hanging around 100.
Yelly and Contreras, they're fine.
Yelly showed a little bit of a pulse yesterday as well.
He'll be fine. You know, Contreras, I think.
But at the end of the day, you need your horses in a small market team to carry you. And fortunately for the Brewers, they have found young guys, developed them well enough that Salvatore Frelick and Bryce Terang and Jackson Churio are likely the 3 best bats for the team right now. You're not going to win the division or go to the playoffs if you need to rely on that over 162 games. That being said, this is why baseball is what it is. It is an ebbs and flows long season. So to be 5-5 after a horrendous start is just where you need to be.
Beyond horrendous start, 5-5, despite the fact you just talked about 3 of the hitters that you need to depend on, and Hoskins and Contreras and also in Yelich not hitting, on top of the fact that your starting pitching rotation, your pitching rotation a month from now is going to look completely different than what it looks like right now, right? And that's a good thing because hopefully you get guys back that started off not healthy, or now you got Nestor Cortez going to the IL. And so for the Brewers to be where they are at early, 5-5, despite all the stuff that's going against them, this should be promising for us because once they get healthy, then they get rolling. They've already showed that they got some fight back in them. They already showed that.
Here's what I'm looking for right now. Not looking too far ahead. Literally just looking at the next series. They're off today. They're on their way to Denver. The Colorado Rockies are known for the altitude. A lot of high-scoring games played in Denver. Athletics put up 7, 5, and 6. The Oakland A's, who have some power. But my point is, the Rockies stink. They've won 2 games this year. I think they're 2-7 or 2-8. You got to get me some power in the altitude for confidence, right? Just get a little bit of that pop back for this team with some of that meat in the order.
Yeah, Contreras and Yelly will pop out. It's a great place to break out and pop out.
Perfect time after a slow start to pop against a mid-pitching staff and a great ballpark that is hitters-friendly to get the Milwaukee Brewers where they're going. And I was driving from St. Louis to Milwaukee yesterday. On the Brewers radio network, they were talking about Salvatore Frelick, Strofe. They were talking about how early in the count, your guy, Salvatore looks to connect a little bit more in those early counts. When he gets 2 strikes, he's not going to change who he is. He's going to get some soft contact. He's going to hit some bloop singles. He's going to beat out some infield singles. That's when you need the pop. We need some pop from our bats. Garrett Mitchell, time to wake up. You're not injured. Rhys Hoskins, wake up. This isn't Philadelphia anymore. You're not going to be carried by Harper, Turner, and Schwarber. You got to be some pop. Yelly, you're healthy. Showed me some life yesterday. I need the Yelly of spring training that people said put the bubble wrap on him because he's hitting bombs. The Brewers have the lineup to do so. They are aggressive on the base pads when they get guys on there. The Brewers figure out pitching somehow, some way. Our guy yesterday got his first win in 5 1/3. Chad Patrick.
Listen, he's been good. 2 starts, been fine.
Exactly. You got Quintana coming back after going to the minors for 15 days. Would love Tobias Myers to come back. Brandon Woodruff. There's some guys that will come back. Weather the storm, and it will be okay. And they've weathered the storm, the early storm, of the 1 game of 17 NFL games, which is equivalent to 9.5 baseball games. From baseball math to football math.
That game 1, man, they were in a drought, but boy, oh boy, they pulled themselves back. That's that Pat Murphy type grit. You don't blink, you move forward, and even when you don't have your main bats hitting, somebody steps up. That's what it seems like this Brewer team always does. Somebody steps up, and it's like seeing that all throughout the year.
See, I like hearing an underdog story when a team that should be down and out doesn't allow that to happen. They could easily be like the Rockies, right? We could have easily said, oh my gosh, we're so injured, we're so hurt. We started out 0-4, we got smacked.
Our stars aren't hitting, we're young, all the excuses.
Run differential through 4 games. They're talking about the torpedo bat. There's all this negativity around the Milwaukee Brewers, and what do? They just claw back, and they get there, and look at us now.
Brewers! I can't wait to be yelling at that at American Family Field with you when I decide to actually go out in public and hang out with you. Brewers! 5-5, day off. Take on the Rockies tomorrow. Get excited. Brewers math into baseball math. 0-1 on the season through 9.5 baseball games.
Who couldn't be excited, though? I mean, Brad, as somebody, again, who, when a team started off 0-4, you're a little bit concerned. How excited are you now just a week later?
I am excited. It shows that it can just change that fast, right? This is a long season, but this team has showed me a lot. And, you know, it's easy to get caught up in those first series and the way that they were just getting absolutely shelled by the Yankees, then the home opener. The baseball season starts with such circumstance, excitement, right? And that excitement was just dashed with those bad losses early, but it's a reminder. It's a long season. It's a grind. You got to grind it out. And those that can endure are the teams that are going to be able to last and be there standing at the end of the year.
I will proactively add ebbs and flows to the Ben Brust dictionary because I will use that a lot. A lot of ebbs and flows in baseball, but maybe there's ebbs and flows as well when Strofe is telling you what his picks are on DraftKings.
Let's go, baby. Let's win some money on DraftKings Pick 6, the all-new Pick 6 app from DraftKings. When it comes to basketball payouts, DraftKings Pick 6 posterizes the competition. I've got a 2-pick entry tonight, and I could win over 3 times my money and plus some because they pay out based on how everybody else did. Hit all your picks and score higher minimum payouts on Pick 6, plus even more cash, as I mentioned, if you outscore the competition. Pick 6 available right here in Wisconsin, including all over the U.S., Missouri, California, Texas, Georgia, and more. I've got 2 picks tonight, as I mentioned. The lights are shining the brightest. That's when I think the stars shine the brightest. I've got Walter Clayton from Florida, more than 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I've got LJ Cryer from Houston, more than 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. New players get $50 in Pick 6 credits instantly on just a $5 entry. All you need to do, put in $5, you get $50 back on the Pick 6 app from DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code WKTI. That's code WKTI for new customers to play $5, get $50 in credits. Better payouts, bigger wins, only with Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. You must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos. I came up with an acronym for code WKTI. Ready? Win, no, think, I win.
I think you got to work on that one. WKTI is the code. We got to work on what it means with Alex Strofe. But I want to see if Kyle Wallace stays optimistic, Kyle. Can the Packers do anything in the draft that changes your outlook, not on the future, but on the 2025 NFL season? Next.
Brewers! You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I'm not Mr. Education. I think that's very clear.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not anti-education. I'm not very educated. And is that fair?
That's fair.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Northbound on 43, slowing down a bit from the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. The southbound side slowing down just south of Fond du Lac Avenue down through the Marquette. Westbound 94, watch for backups from 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound has a couple of pockets. One headed past 76th Street to Hawley Road, and then again coming out of the stadium interchange to 35th Street. And checking the TMJ for Storm Team forecast tonight. Clearing skies, cold with a low of 22. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 39. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
On Tuesday, a special edition of On the Tee. They're letting us go for 2 hours talking about the year's first major down at Augusta. Join me, Gabe Neitzel, and PGA Tour Live Stephen Watson as we have our picks to click. Our favorite things, the traditions of Augusta. Plus, we are going to be joined by a couple of kids from Wisconsin who are participating in the drive, chip, and putt contest. Special edition of On the Tee, 2 hours starting at noon on Tuesday, right here, 94.5 ESPN.
There's a winning magic powering up at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. This April, prepare for an exciting quest to $300,000 in the Enchanted Spins Slot Tournament. Just conjure your rewards card and play slots to earn drawing entries. Each Thursday, 60 winners will compete for thousands in cash and prizes. Let your journey begin with Enchanted Spins, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Football fans, Verizon is giving you the chance to win the ultimate draft experience with the Road to the Draft sweepstakes. 10 lucky winners will win tickets to the first day of the 2025 draft in Green Bay, including round-trip car service from Milwaukee, hotel accommodations, plus access to the Verizon viewing zone. Don't miss your chance to win the ultimate draft experience powered by Verizon. Hurry to select Wisconsin Verizon locations to enter by April 13th. No purchase necessary to enter. Must be legal U.S. resident of Wisconsin or Illinois, age 21 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit www.espnwisconsincontest.com.
Hey, Gina, did you hear about the draft?
Wayne, there's no draft at Pella.
There's definitely a draft. Right, Wildy? Yeah, everybody's talking about it.
Pella windows are constructed of the highest quality. No drafts. But Pella should be everyone's number one pick because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get no interest financing options or free glass upgrades.
So where is the draft?
Coon. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 4/30/2025.
April Brewers action rounds out with the matchup against the Tigers and Athletics. Catch the series opener April 14th as the first 10,000 fans get a Brewers t-shirt designed by Unfinished Legacy. Then get Brewers collectibles at back-to-back games against the Athletics. First up, Peanuts Night on April 18th, featuring a Franklin Bobble with special tickets. And don't miss a Brewers football jersey for the first 25,000 fans April 19th. Get set for an action-packed April at Brewers.com.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
KBN Nation, if spring cleaning has got you thinking about spring upgrading, that's okay. This is the month to do it. Freshen up your home's look, boost your energy efficiency, and save big during Universal Windows Direct Spring Home Improvement event. Right now, it's their classic fan favorite. Buy 2, get 2. There's no limit. Need 4, you pay for 2. Need 12, you pay for 6. You get the idea. But this month, the savings don't stop there. And here's the real spring surprise. Get a bonus $500 off your entire home improvement project. There's never been a better time to bundle and save. So if you're thinking about adding an entry door or vinyl siding along with your window replacement, do it now and take full advantage of the great savings. For the last windows you'll ever need, call today for a free in-home estimate at 414-410-2000. That's 414-410-2000, or visit universalwindowsdirect.com. And like me, you'll be saying, KBN Nation, I love my windows.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe running the show. You, KBN Nation at 800-990-3776, the Carvelous talk and text line. We got James the Postman all fired up. He loves when we talk Brewers. Dave from Aaron wants to know, and now that I see what he's looking to try and do, what the odds are for the Brewers to win the World Series. Because if he likes the return.
I'm not that optimistic.
Well, Dave from Aaron is. And he'll put 100 down at Potawatomi Casino Hotel if he likes the odds.
Oh, wow. What would the odds need to be, Kyle, for you to even consider it?
I would need to say $10 turns into $200.
Okay,
definitely.
So plus 2,000?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, they definitely are in that realm of the world.
No, that's 200. I'm going to say 2,000.
Is that what that's?
Wait, no.
I said that right?
Yeah, no, $10 turns into $200. So, yeah, I would.
Over to the World Series odds on Potawatomi's Sportsbook, paysbig.com/sportsbook. The Milwaukee Brewers are a little bit lower than I would have hoped, but plus 4,000.
So $10 turn into $400?
$10 will turn into $400 for you, Kyle.
Interesting.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
I'm not quite ready for World Series.
I wish the Dodgers weren't so good.
I'd prefer if Kyle stayed away from anything related to the Brewers postseason run when it comes to gambling.
Are you still 0 for your last 7 on every?
He retired on Friday.
Well, here's the problem, though. I get the ones I make. We made the choices, and I get them right. I said I was riding with Houston. I said yesterday on Sunday Karma. Who did I pick? I picked UConn.
Yeah, but when you put your money behind it,
it makes the teams lose.
You just need to do it in theory. You just can't do it in actuality.
When Ben's best bets, I was hitting them, and then all of a sudden, I actually made Kyle's worst bets.
Yeah, you were like 11-1.
I was
with Ben's best
amazing,
bets.
and I sucked. I sucked. Pato, Luis from Pato said, "I love you."
I love me. He said, "I love Kyle Wallace." And that's all. And then he stopped. There was no but there.
Here's another losing ticket right here.
What was that one?
The total points over 123.5. Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean Houston's
it
Tennessee.
Was 119.
I know,
Tennessee
but
scored 15
but
points in the first half.
That game, simulated 75 out of 100 times is going under.
Oh, listen, I got pushed up to 126.5.
You must have I think he accidentally no line and
what Strofe on Sunday Karma Craig said that, didn't he? He said the Houston Tennessee game, the over was at like 126.5, 125.5 last week. That's what Craig said, or maybe it was.
Let me see that ticket.
What do you mean? Let me see that ticket. 123.5. It got pushed up before the game.
You said 119.
No, I said it ended up at 119.
Oh yeah, 123, 124, same thing. It's not like that's not a big enough line movement to say, I'm going to leverage all on Tennessee, one of the slower teams in basketball with the best defensive efficiency.
Scored 15 points in the first half. That is the lowest.
Houston is one of also the best teams in defense in the country, which is why they were able to come back against Duke.
They rank number one. Yeah.
Yes.
No, Ben Brust. 15 points in the first half.
I'm an under better. When I played, the Badgers in Virginia with 5 NBA players on the court. Frank Kaminsky, Sam Decker, Malcolm Brogdon, Justin Anderson, and I'm missing one more because off the top of my head. We beat them 43-34.
Man, under 100
with
combined.
5
That's
pros.
crazy.
And the over-under was probably 110. And people are thinking, 110? Gotta go over.
Nothing you can tell me, a record. That's how bad at gambling I am, is that they literally broke a record for a 1-2 seed in that game, and it had to be because of me. You're welcome, Tennessee, or really Houston.
Yeah, really Houston. Over to the KBN Sports Desk with Alex Strofe.
The final of that game between 8th-ranked Wisconsin and unranked at the time Virginia, 48-38. The 5th NBA player you're looking for, sharpshooter Joe Harris.
Joe Harris!
Wow.
38 points.
He shot 1 for 10 in that game, Joe Harris did. 2 points.
I remember
were
watching
they just
that game,
ice cold, or were you guys just
the
beating
pace?
them up?
There was probably like 30 possessions, 15 each half.
That was Tony Bennett at Virginia, so you know how Bo liked to slow it down.
Yeah.
Well, Tony Bennett, Bo.
If you thought we were slow, they were sloths.
Yeah, they like moving slow. Remember Dick Bennett the way?
Yeah, that was very
Over to the KBN Sports Desk with Alex Strofe.
3 NBA players on the roster for Virginia. Malcolm Brogdon, Joe Harris, and Justin Anderson combined for 9 points. Ben Brust finished
with 9 points.
With 8.
Oh.
And somehow you didn't make it to the NBA.
Somehow, some way.
Wonder what happened.
Kyle, as you're seemingly optimistic today, I don't really know if you are or if you aren't anymore throughout the day.
I'm extremely optimistic today. What a Monday.
Extremely?
No, very. The Brewers talk got me excited.
Wow. It's quite the adjective.
Is there anything that the Green Bay Packers can do in this 2025 NFL Draft in Green Bay that will change your outlook for the 2025 season?
Of course. If the Green Bay Packers do the unthinkable and trade up into like the top 5 and get one of the top D linemen,
okay. Now he's trying
realistic.
Yeah, now he's just trying to be optimistic by changing his narrative and them doing something they don't do.
All right, let me be honest with y'all, KBN Nation. There is one thing the Green Bay Packers can do to make me more optimistic for this season. The problem is this, is we know the Packers don't have a great pass rush, and I don't trust Goody drafting, I believe, number 23 in the first round this year.
Yes, sir.
I don't believe the Green Bay Packers are going to be able, based off their track record, to find a pass rusher in the first round that can make an instant impact. The Packers are big on finding guys that they can develop, which sometimes they do, most times they don't, but somebody who has potential, somebody who wasn't a proven commodity in college. I look at the cornerback position, maybe they can a guy that can find an instant impact with that, but they have their guys, right? Like, we can say what we want about Keyshawn Nixon. He was fine. He's not a number 1, but he was fine last year. They brought in another corner. We got Carrington Valentine. So when I look at where they can actually make a difference, I look at the receiver position. Do you guys realize who got drafted at number 23 last year at wide receiver? No, you don't. But his name is Brian Thomas from the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I'm going to tell you this right now. He had 10 touchdowns. He had 80-plus catches, and he also had over 1,000 yards receiving. And so with the way that these receivers can be impactful in day one, I feel like the Green Bay Packers,
optimistic Kyle.
Yeah,
it's good to have you back, after you just pooped over Goody and the Packers last week.
Justin Jefferson, another guy that slid into the 20s. The Packers can find a receiver in the first round this year that can be impactful right away. And if they
doesn't mean the wide receiver players are as deep as they were in those drafts.
But Mecca Ibuka, who I believe I was told is actually in Green Bay.
Took a visit to Green Bay.
He's a guy that put up a lot of production at Ohio State.
They've also been having some visits with other wide receivers.
Golden, I believe, from Texas.
Matthew
last
Golden,
week.
and then they went down McMillan. They went down Goody Goody went down to the pro day.
Well, he doesn't watch film, so
that's okay.
He was the only NFL general manager in attendance at his private workout. Now he is viewed as the top receiver this year.
You know what he can do? He may not watch film, but he know how to catch touchdown passes. And so if the Green Bay Packers, if there's one position that Brad's been talking about, that the Green Bay Packers are actually bringing somebody who can make an instant impact right away, it is the receiver position. Because if you put a 1,000-yard receiver from this rookie class on this football team, and then you talk about Jaden Reed, 800 and being a gadget guy, and then you also talk about a Tay Wicks, and you talk about a Romeo Doubs, that changes the conversation of everything.
So you'd be willing to say, okay, the Packers draft Emeka Egbuka.
Emeka Egbuka.
Don't go to Africa. He's going to be out there calling everybody all the wrong names.
Emeka Egbuka. Golden. I don't know the Arizona guy's name. If they draft one of these guys that are bona fide round one guys, you're willing to say, there's our number one wide receiver. Our offense is that much better, and that literally moves the needle even though he's never played a snap.
That could potentially, yes. I'm saying a guy like Emeka Egbuka and a guy like McMillan, because I don't know how to say his first name, but I'll learn if he's a Green Bay Packer from Arizona. Those are the
Does he just go by a nickname?
That's just Tet.
Tet McMillan.
That's the way to do it.
If the Packers are he's able to fall because of the fact that he don't watch film, or the Packers bringing Emeka Egbuka, those are two guys that can make an instant impact and completely change this Green Bay Packers offense, where now they have a number one wide receiver. A number one wide receiver is what we have been asking for, and if they can deliver that at number 23 and replicate what we saw last year from Brian Thomas Jr. from the Jaguars, I will be a happy camper here with Green Bay. That is the one thing, realistic thing that they can do this year.
Now I got to stop right there, because the same way we went into free agency, and I got one of my words on the Ben's dictionary that he says too many times, temper your expectations. Because I don't want you're saying this is a realistic thing. How realistic is it?
Emeka Egbuka's there.
How realistic? Just because they're
he's in Green Bay.
I'm just saying,
to guys.
They haven't drafted a first-round wide receiver since 2002.
Oh, I know.
This is the year.
This is a broken record of how long it's been.
Bradley Nortman.
Brad says it's this year.
I've said it.
Optimistic Kyle is saying it's this year, and Alex Strofe is bobbing his head.
Okay, here's the thing. So, what George Bush say that one time? Fool me once.
Shame on me. Fool me twice.
Fool me can't get fooled again.
Fool me 3 times. Can't fool me again.
Yeah, right. And that's kind of how Packers fans feel about a first-round receiver, right? We get our hopes up, and then it doesn't happen. We get our hopes up, and it doesn't happen. However, this might be the year, fellas.
Oh, God.
It might be the year.
Oh, God.
It's the one. I'm telling you, it is the
Where's
one
the X-Files music when we need it?
No, it's not that. I mean, well, it is.
I don't think it's a conspiracy. There's some legs to this.
I've been saying this is the year. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe in 20...
Now play it.
Yeah, when the finger's in the air, that's how you know. I believe in 2020... when there was all this hoopla about Packers drafting a wide receiver, I don't think they hosted any wide receiver that year. I think in 2022.
What you mean you don't think? Did you not do research?
No, I did. I did. I saw the stat. I think I'm regurgitating it correctly. In 2022.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Is this the opposite? Because I believe
they only hosted one. They hosted Denzel Mims out of Baylor.
Okay, but I believe in 2022 when they took Christian Watson in the second round, and he was almost first round, right? He was like
his 32nd pick, I believe,
like that. I believe they hosted several.
34th, like second.
That
pick.
is correct. They hosted Treylon Burks out of Arkansas. They hosted Tyquan Thornton out of Baylor. They hosted George Pickens out of Georgia.
Oh, crazy George!
They hosted Velus Jones out of Tennessee.
So they were showing that they had the desire to draft a wide receiver early. That wasn't round one, close.
Oh, and Christian Watson.
So in the same time this year, they're cycling all these wide receivers, but it'll be the first round this year.
You know, Brad, to be honest, and be, a Packer backer within, we all watch the Packers. The Packers are probably hosting some of these guys, hoping that either somebody falls to the second round.
They're doing their due diligence. I mean, they should.
The Packers, if
they
look at
know
the board,
it's a need.
They'll trade.
For sure.
Knowing my Packers, they'll trade back early with somebody in the second round, and then they'll draft a wide receiver there. They're going to do something. I don't know.
If one of those guys.
Now, the X-Files music would be needed if somebody says, Goody's going to trade up.
Well, yeah, so he won't trade up, but if one of those guys is there, you're telling me he's not going to draft him?
Yes, I'm telling you, Goody will probably. Brad,
Kyle,
I know.
Kyle,
you became a Panthers fan and a Jags fan because of the money.
That's true.
I have videos on my phone from sitting there watching the draft.
You video the pick
from Snapchat and me saying, no. Because the Green Bay Packers have passed up guys like we saw Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Why were you videoing the pick on TV?
Because I'm a Packers fan. I'm a sports
fan. What were you going to do
fan.
with the video?
It was going to be on Snapchat if I got the pick right. And then, of course, I'm like, here we go.
Oh, are you saying they're going to take blank? Did you say that before the pick?
Sudden, yeah, I could probably try to find it.
What do you lifetime on their first round picks? For your lifetime?
You could have called any of them.
Dayton Jones I got right, and that didn't turn out.
I also got Dayton Jones right.
Sure you did, kid.
I did.
Sure you did, kid.
He just kidded you.
He was a kid when
that happened. He was a kid when that happened. That was a fair kid.
But I was, okay.
Yeah, you were.
I have proof. Internet proof.
Yeah, me too.
I also called Jordan Love.
No, you did
not. I really did. I swear on my life.
No, you did.
You would have went viral.
No.
I literally did.
All right, have the audio.
Yeah, where's it at?
Hey, I want that proof.
Yeah, he just shook his head and goes, ooh, where is that? I don't know where it is.
If you got video proof, then I'll be impressed. Come on.
Well, do your due diligence on the back end if you can find that video, and if so, we'll play it from Alex Strofe. But if not, don't worry. I got a best bet for the championship game tonight. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Thing has ever happened to you from a breakup?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, no.
I don't want to talk about it.
You brought it, so I had to ask.
I ain't gonna put my old shorties on blast, but
why not? They're old shows.
I've had some
old shows.
My parents listen to this show. I don't want my parents to know the craziness that I've dealt with that they son been a part of.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Northbound on 43, slowing down from about State Street all the way up to Keefe. The southbound side of 43 slowing down right through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge down towards Lapham. Westbound 94 is heavy from 25th Street all the way through to about 68th Street. On the eastbound side, you're looking at delays right from the stadium interchange all the way to 35th. Tee off at Lake Lawn Resort's Majestic Oaks Golf Course. 18 holes lakeside in Delavan. Whether you're a pro or just starting, it's the perfect course. Book your tee time today at lakelawnresort.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Tonight, clearing skies, cold with a low of 22. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 39. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we believe in making the most of what you love, making sure your money is as well spent as your time. So as you start your spring projects, we have the value you need to make them your own. Right now, Rewards members get a free $10 gift card with an $80 estate fertilizer purchase, 10% off our entire assortment of quality sump pumps, and save 20% on all Gardner Bender electrical tools and supplies. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
Dunks, threes, buzzer beaters. There's so much NBA happening. I gotta keep up.
Easy there. There's a better way to NBA with the NBA app.
Wait, really?
Follow your favorite teams and the league's brightest stars. Be on the ball with real-time stats and scores.
Yeah?
And go behind all the drama with new docs and shows.
Are you kidding?
Catch every swish, dunk, and bucket. All of this, all in one place, all for free.
Thank you.
There's a better way to NBA. Download the app today. Available on the Google Play, Apple app, and Android stores.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority. They are your premium provider for eye care and corrective eye surgeries. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. Dr. Nausheen Abbas joined the Holtebeck Eye Center team last September, and her practice philosophy is to provide patient-centered medicine by giving all options. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol. Learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
No shortcuts, no compromises, just the job done right. At Exterior Pros, we don't just meet expectations, we crush them. Every nail, every window, every shingle is a step toward your home's next chapter. From the moment we start until that final reveal, we're committed to making your home better than ever. Quality products and craftsmanship you can count on. Go to the pros for your next project. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. as in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sports book, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. It's time for Ben Brust's Best Bets. Sponsored by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. There's a table waiting for you at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. 12 bars and restaurants, a winning seat at 40 table games or 3,000 slot machines, and full-service sports betting. Explore more at PaysBig.com.
All right, so sometimes, I believe, what are we, Strofe, like 9 and 4? Why'd you stop keeping track?
Is this the moment I have to tell you I've just relied on you to keep track the whole time?
God bless it.
Miscommunication.
Well, I'm doing pretty good still. Was on a really hot streak.
Yeah.
But this is one where, Brad, I gave you my best bet.
Yes, and I benefited.
The Alabama and BYU over, which hit with 6 minutes left. I think this is the last time I actually gave one here. Now, that being said, I had a lot of metrics for that one. I don't have metrics for this one. This is an eye test one. This is, does Ben know ball or not?
Oh, that's a lot. That's your reputation.
I'm putting it out there. Florida's -1, -115 on the money line. Houston +1, -105 on the money line. Houston on the money line. Lay less juice underneath the point. Houston's going to be the national champion at the end of the day. Oh, wow. I love Calvin Sampson, the way he goes about his business. He has produced a lineup of a good scoring guard in LJ Cryer, but also all 8 guys in the rotation, tough, physical, athletic, demand excellence from one of each other on the defensive end. I'm going defense win championships tonight, and that doesn't mean to say that Houston does not have offensive firepower. You don't go on a 7-0 run late against Duke in the Final Four if you don't have the ability to put up points.
Veterans beat some youngest.
I love this team. I love how they play. They scratch, they claw. Like, this is one of those, like, if you got one game, I'm taking the dogs. Like,
I'm trying to figure out this. Were you this high on Houston 2 weeks ago, or is this because of recent?
No, this has been a as you.
I'm trying to make sure you're just not making an emotional decision.
As I've mentioned, in January, I picked some teams in college basketball for a Calcutta, it's called, and I ride or die with the teams that we auction for in January. In February, we had a text in our group, and we were like, we should have took Houston. And then Houston kept on doing the Houston thing. And then we had Tennessee, and of course, I'm getting all the crap because they were like, Houston's Tennessee on steroids, because I'm ultimately the one that picked the auction. And so I was hoping that Tennessee somehow didn't have that game in which Chaz Lanier didn't let Kyle down on his over-under of 124.5. Where they scored
15 points in the first half.
That's because Houston are dogs. Give me the Houston Cougars on the money line, -105. Love this team so much. Like I said, there's no metrics. This is eye test, and my eyes tell me that they are made and built to win a one-and-done game in a championship. Florida can go on some droughts, right? And they have the ability to make runs, but it's harder to make runs on teams that are built like Houston's built. Give me Houston all day long. They can weather any storm.
It seems like the team that always is standing at the end, veteran-laden, tough, experienced coach. That's what Houston is.
I love it.
It's time, baby.
They've never won a national championship
against Duke. I mean, those guys were gritty. They didn't give up one bit.
Now, a man who is putting his money where his mouth is. We challenged Alex Strofe because he said, I predicted that the Packers would draft Jordan Love. Ha, ha, ha. I thought it was a joke. You be the judge. Did he really do it?
It's like I've been telling you all freaking week long. Jordan Love to the Packers is absolutely inevitable. Brett Favre was 35 years old when the Packers drafted Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is 35 years old when the Packers draft Jordan Love. This team will never, ever, 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 ever go without a fantastic quarterback at the helm, and Jordan Love is the next in line.
He must be from Wisconsin. Because Jordan Love is the quarterback. I freaking told you. 35 years old.
I've been telling you all week. All week I've been telling you.
My name is Alex Strofe, and I'm Mr. Irrelevant.
It sounds like the quarantine was getting to me a little bit, going a little stir crazy there. That was April of 2020.
Yeah, were those your thoughts that you put into AI and it spit that version of you out?
It did sound
It
like
does
AI.
sound like a dumber version of me.
AI Strofe.
I mean, to be honest, it probably is a dumber version of you.
You've grown quite a bit,
You've perfected
man.
your cadence.
Yeah,
since
he
then.
has.
Didn't have a college degree yet. Here is
I've been telling you all week.
all week, baby. I sounded like a really young Dick Vitale.
It's like I've been telling you all freaking week long.
It's like I've been telling you.
It's amazing.
He's
baby.
a diaper dandy. He is a superstar.
Were you alone when you recorded that?
I was on a live stream with some other people.
Gotcha.
But-
I'm trying to get the visual for the environment by which you.
So I was wearing like a headset like we wear when we do like remotes. I was wearing one of those in my head. Anyway, all right. How about April of 2016? Here's Kyle Wallace reacting on Snapchat to Kenny Clark's drafting in the first round.
Kenny Clark.
Oh, what are they doing to me?
What's going on?
Can you take us through your mind there?
Uncomfortable.
I'm trying to remember who I
Who
wanted.
did you want instead of Kenny Clark that drove you up a wall?
Just looking at it, I probably honestly, which Kenny Clark had a better career than this guy, Robert Nkadichi. Y'all remember him from Ole Miss?
Why they do it to me?
And then I like Miles Jack probably at that time too.
Miles Jack was there.
What are they doing to me?
All they did was draft a Kenny Clark that's been here for 8 years.
Do you rescind your reaction?
Yeah, Kenny Clark he made that reaction. I'm good with him. I mean, now I'm probably saying this after he played last year. We signed him to an extension.
That noise.
I wonder if he made the same noise for Brian Bulaga when he was drafted by the Packers.
Oh, I like when we got Bulaga.
Well, he's joining us next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
And make sure everyone's tuning in when we do this, because y'all's faces are going to be like,
it better be sweet.
If you think I'm going to act like that for oatmeal, you're outside your damn
You've never
mind.
had Brad Nortman's oatmeal.
It's not
Yeah, but
Quaker,
I've also
is
had
it?
chocolate chip pancakes with butter
organic.
and syrup that make me go, oh, baby, oatmeal ain't going to do that.
You'll be surprised. I'm going to do a variety.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
That's the idea of a deal. Each side gets wins, right? They have Jordan Love under contract for the next 5 years.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
I think Packers fans would sign up for 12-5 today, and maybe they will be.
Right here on 94.5 ESPN and also streaming live on the Wisconsin On Demand app and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In-person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
Look what I found.
What is it?
It's a list of the traditional and modern anniversary gifts for each year of marriage.
Sarah and I use a different list. But go ahead and tell us about yours.
The traditional gift for your first anniversary is paper, but the modern gift is a clock.
Well, our list says the first anniversary is always diamond jewelry.
What's your list called?
The People's Choice.
The traditional gift for your 6th anniversary is iron, but the modern gift is wood.
What a coincidence. For the 6th anniversary, our list says diamonds again. What do you have for the 10th anniversary, Rick?
Traditional is aluminum, modern is diamond jewelry.
Well, there you go. Our lists agree. What have you got for the 7th anniversary?
Copper and a desk set.
Nope. Diamonds again.
I'm beginning to see the wisdom of the People's Choice list.
It's good to have you on board.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Did you make up that People's Choice list, or is it real?
Well, we're people, aren't we?
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Julie Granger is the president of Junior Achievement of Wisconsin. Julie, your organization has business technology from James Imaging Systems. Yet today, please tell us about Junior Achievement's unique mission.
Junior Achievement of Wisconsin has a mission of inspiring and preparing young people for success in a global economy. We serve students anywhere from kindergarten through 12th grade, and we just started serving young adults 18 to 25.
I understand financial literacy is also an important part of your mission.
Financial literacy is critical to the long-term success of every individual so that they can plan their futures and they can live their dreams.
To help turn those dreams into reality, how can everyone get involved?
We are looking for people who are willing to donate their time, treasure, and talent to the organization.
What's the first step?
The best way to reach us is through our website, wisconsin.ja.org.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and I've got to tell you about my go-to car wash, Tsunami Express. Get your ride looking its best and ride the wave at Tsunami Express Car Wash, Milwaukee's fan favorite for that perfect shine. Sign up for a monthly membership and enjoy unlimited washes for less than $1 a day. Skip the wait with the fast lane and take advantage of great perks. With locations in Midtown Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Mount Pleasant, Tsunami Express has you covered. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Visit TsunamiExpress.com to learn more.
Whether you're a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel, conveniently located in the heart of downtown Milwaukee's Theater District. With deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site art galleries, and nightly live music, you'll enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. For a limited time, enjoy exclusive seasonal rates starting at $139. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of.
Bucks fans, it is time to show off your skills, and a pair of Bucks tickets are on the line. We all know this is the time of year where we're all a little distracted with hoops, whether it's at home on the driveway hoop, on the court in a gym, or even rolling up a ball of paper to shoot hoops in the garbage at work. We're all trying to get buckets. We want you to show us your best trick shots. Send us a video at ESPN Milwaukee on Twitter X using hashtag BucksTrickShot of your creative trick shots. Send it in before April 8th. That's tomorrow, and you could win 2 Bucks tickets to the regular season finale on April 13th against Detroit. It's not hard. Just record a video of you shooting something into something, and you can win 2 tickets to the regular season finale April 13th against Detroit. That's hashtag BucksTrickShot at ESPN Milwaukee on Twitter.
Joining us on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman is the future Packer Hall of Famer Brian Balaga. What's going on, Brian?
Not much, guys. How we doing?
Doing well.
Optimistic
Brian. Kyle today. He feels like he was getting after Goody a little too much and wants to, remind himself he's still a Packer backer. And all those ifs. If person X does this, then the Packers are going to be fine. One conversation that I found interesting that we had with Jason Wilde was trying to figure out what Jordan Love is. From the, first year starting, rough first half, to the last 9-10 games of the year being electric, to the injuries throughout the year being up and down. Is that give a pass worthy or not? What's your level of confidence in Jordan Love heading into next year?
Yeah, I mean, I'm confident in him. I really am. I think, last year he started out. I think what we saw was a confident guy. Obviously, the way he played last year, especially not 2 years ago. 2 years ago, the way he played and finished that season, and how he caught fire, and a guy that got a little more responsibility, a little more reign in the offense, and he went for it, and he took some risks, and paid the price a little bit with the picks, and took some chances that he probably shouldn't have, and I think he learned from that. Then obviously the injuries happened, and that impacted him. And then you kind of saw him settle in a little bit, and I thought he played much better. And then obviously towards the end of the season, nobody really played good, and you just can't rely on a quarterback to play good to make the whole team play good. It doesn't really work that way. But my expectations for him is to play really well this year. I expect him to. I think he will. But again, I expected him to play at a really high level last year. It didn't start that way. It kind of started going that way towards the middle of it, and then it kind of petered out when the team started to not play as well. But my expectations for him is to play well and to be a very high-level quarterback in this league.
Did you hear that, Kyle? Brian said, and you think he will, not if. That's a man with some true confidence and something to stand behind. Yes, Bradley.
Brian, how do you view rookies? Because at this point, it's likely that the Packers aren't going to add anyone of significance outside of the draft. So can they draft anybody that truly moves your expectation needle for this team? Or do you view rookies as they're a wild card? They could be great. They could not be.
Yeah, I mean, it's a wild card in my opinion. And maybe that's slighting guys these days, right? Because you never know, who you get or what's going to happen. But we didn't really know what we were going to get out of last year's draft until these guys started playing, right?
Are you okay? This is just a listener. You were a rookie. How big a role did you have as a rookie on your?
But you never know, Homer. I mean, for all these guys, they're
stop setting the bar low. They're all losers other than Brian Bulaga. I don't think so.
Yeah, we want more Bulagas.
Yeah.
Well, let me answer. I made such an impact that I didn't win a starting job to start out.
Boom.
I started on the bench. So
that damn Tauscher.
listener?
There's a veteran.
Wait, then somebody gets hurt and he plays so well, nobody even notices he's a rookie.
But that's what I mean. We didn't know anything until they started playing. So we don't know. But I'm talking about the guys from last year as well. We don't know until they get out there. So even if we draft someone, we won't know until they actually get out there. So we don't know. Even if we draft someone that we may all go,
oh, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
just don't
we
know.
We don't know.
That's what they'll say.
I like that.
Until they go out there and actually move the needle, we won't know. And that's the way I approach it. Sure, I look at every draft pick because Goody's been doing well with these picks. I'm very optimistic, but we won't know until they actually go out there and do it. So this draft is we're drafting to build. I'm excited about it, but until we go out there and do it, or they do it, I just have to kind of go with the guys that we have. And if these guys that get added, contribute and play a big role, hey man,
added bonus.
Yep.
Yeah, Brian, I'm with Homer on this one. I think you can find Bulagas out there because a guy who had experience starting in college, was solid in college. A lot of these guys.
What's the percentage chance that the Packers in the first round will draft a Bulaga? I would say
5%.
8.
Super low.
No, I would say
a 10-year starter and future Packer Hall of Famer.
I go 25%.
No,
Let's
that's
ask
too.
Bulaga.
That's too high.
That's too high.
No,
the offensive line is the 4th best odds to be drafted in the first round.
I mean, but whoever they get,
No,
whoever they pick,
they
like Bulaga.
Oh, whoever they get,
it could be as good as Bulaga.
No, Homer. They like potential. They like a guy that really didn't perform up to what they should have in college, but when they come to
based
the NFL,
off
the guy who was drafted. But
now we're going too far.
Has the same approach.
We're going too far though, because the last 4
underperformed.
Just go with the last 4. The last 4, we haven't even seen that major of an impact. You can say Quay Walker because he's been on the field the most. Devontae Wyatt been showing flashes and been injured.
Quay Walker only started his senior
Lucas
year.
Van Ness. We're not looking at Van Ness. We got a Bulaga. Jordan Morgan.
In what round was Jordan Love picked? I forget.
First.
Oh,
it took him 3
but
years.
Are we calling Jordan Love a Bulaga?
Yes.
No, we're talking about this year, Homer. We're talking about this year. Impact as a rookie.
Yeah.
The Packers
was a little higher pitched.
Well, he didn't get a chance to play because of the quarterback there.
I just want us to understand the Packers have not had
ask him if Jordan Love's going to be a Bulaga. Ask him.
No,
come on.
The Packers have not had a first-round pick come in and make a significant impact year one since Jair Alexander in 2018. That's not good.
That's not fair to Jordan Love.
What do you mean? Jordan Love wasn't going to be ready rookie year anyways, Homer. You know that. We saw him against the Chiefs. He wasn't that great.
I mean, that is fair. I mean, he did not play as a rookie, really.
Yeah, I think 25 on the percentage is a little high.
They draft someone who's the backup to Michael Jordan, and he doesn't play as a rookie, and you hold that against him. Come on, come on.
They're just stating the fact of it. That's just the fact of it.
And I'm just stating a fact too. You got to put all of the situation in. Jordan Love was a great pick, correct?
Yes, but that's not the conversation we're having right away. We're talking about having the impact in 2025.
Remember in practice that Wilde said that he can't throw accurately. He wasn't even on the active roster during the season.
Facts only on the